Hello. Happy Wednesday. Hi, random old lady. Um, Happy Wednesday, people. It's 4 o'clock here in West Coast, British Columbia, in Vancouver. It's cloudy and dreary out. It's been raining a lot the last couple of days. Um, yeah, I'm still feeling. I'm here to do the Sarah Boone thing, but I am. I'm still thinking about Corey Richins. Honestly, that was quite the dramatic ending. Hi, Beth. Nice to see you. It was quite the dramatic ending to the trial with the defense declining to put on a defense, and then with the verdict coming on the same day as the closing arguments. It was all quite quite thrilling and exciting. I thought. I had fun watching the trial on, was it Monday? I'm completely out of time because I'm on spring break. I have no idea what day it is. Except that random old lady said hello, happy Wednesday. So I know it's Wednesday. I am in absolutely dire straits. I am. Hi, Patty. It took everything I had to make myself come and do this because I'm just in a terrible mood because the construction has started across the lane, and it is so bad, it's so loud, it's so disruptive that it is literally going to it's going to ruin my life. So I am I think I might have to actually move. I don't think I can stand 3 years of construction right outside my window. So I didn't see Dr. G. Oh, I would like to have seen that. He hasn't popped up on my screen lately. That's interesting. I shall have to look him up. She doesn't show a lot. Well, the judge was very clear before they let the jury in that there was to be, hi, Mary. Hi, nice to see everybody. That there was to be no outbursts or emotional expressions of any kind. He was very, very clear about that. And he said, you probably heard all this, but I'm just going to repeat it anyway. He said, if you are really struggling, just look down. And I don't know he was talking to everybody, right? He doesn't want Corey's family shouting out that it's unfair. He doesn't want Eric's family shouting out celebratory, statements or whatever, which is, fair enough. You have to accept the fact that Corey's family is there, and for them it was not the greatest day. Hi, Adelson. Hater, happy Wednesday to you. So yeah, I was just saying about the Adelson. The last thing I heard, remember primacy and recency? We were talking about it the other day. The last thing I heard is what I spouted out. We were just talking about the Corey Richins verdict and how what a day that was on Monday with the crazy, with the closing arguments and then the verdict coming so quickly. Yeah, it's really, that's it, right, Billie Jean? That's part of my problem. I am one of those, what do you call, highly sensitive people, which is goes very much against my grain, but it's true. Noises, loud noises, bright lights, and strong smells. Strong cooking smells don't generally bother me, but yeah, I can't seem to shut it out, right? And there just doesn't seem to be, I don't think there's enough white noise in the world to shut out the noise, because it's not just the noise, right? My apartment is literally on top of a garage that was built like in the 70s or something, right? It's not a house, it's not a laneway house that has its own proper house foundation and all that. It's just this flimsy little building. And none of the windows, they don't fit tight in the frame. And, they start up the excavator over there and the whole building shakes. All the things on the shelves are rattling. Like the windows are the panes are rattling. Like it's not. I think even for somebody that was not particularly sensitive, it would be too much. Like I think that even my landlady in her house with her double pane glass windows and all that stuff is going to suffer too. Like it is just, for me, it's literally right there. It's like literally 10 feet from my window. I'm not even exaggerating. Okay, 20. But like, my God, yeah, it's horrible. And they are like, even with the fact that they are going to stop at 3:30 every day and not work until 7, even with that, it all started, the major stuff started yesterday, and I was chased out of my house by 8 o'clock in the morning to get away from the noise. And I'm on holiday. I'm on holiday from school right now, but like they start at 7 o'clock. And by 8 o'clock, I just can't stand it. Yeah, the garbage truck, right? It's enough, right? A couple, 4 or 5 times a week, having to sit here and listen to the garbage trucks banging in the alley. We're going to have streams of dump trucks with pups going by. They're going to be digging a giant hole in the ground. Like it's just going to be, it's not livable. It's not livable. I have been trying to fool myself that somehow it would be okay. I just don't see how it can be. And it's going to ruin like the summer. We have a yard here. I've spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on plants and bird feeders and bird baths and everything to make the garden nice, but it's not going to be livable. Like we're not going to be able to enjoy sitting out in the garden in the summer with the power tools and the heavy equipment. Like it's not. Anyway, sorry, I didn't invite you all here to complain about my life, but hi ASB, nice to see you. Yeah, I'm not in a great mood. And on top of that, I'm having a terrible time with this stomach problem that I have. So I'm just feeling very much like a huge complainer. And I'm struggling to put on my good attitude. Hi, boss lady. Oh, sorry, you're struggling with allergies. Yeah, I'm struggling with the construction site that is my right outside my window now. Plus, you can't be in this apartment in the summertime without the windows being open because it's not, there's no air conditioning or anything like that. Like it's impossible. I will die if the windows are closed. So it's already horribly dusty in here because it's an older place without good sealed windows and stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you all for listening. Yeah, I feel really, Billie Jean, it's just, yeah, it's very difficult. My landlady is really understanding about it, and she's like, "Well, you could use the room over here, and you could kind of cook there or whatever." But I'm like, the disruption of having to go back and forth. And she's like, "Well, you could just come and live in the spare room." And I'm like, "Yeah, but then I'm living in your house, and like now I'm a 60-year-old woman being a guest in somebody else's home and not having my own cooking stuff and not having my own, you know what I mean? Like, I just, yeah, it all sounds like a nightmare. So I'm going tomorrow to look at a place that I looked up on Craigslist. And the apartment itself looks nice. It's a basement suite in a house and looks fine and says it's been recently done and everything. But I drove over there today just to have a look at the outside. I'm going to go see it in the morning. And the house that it's in is completely, the front yard is, so it's on like a kind of a dead end little cul-de-sac, which there aren't that many of them in Vancouver. So that's quite nice. There's zero through traffic. So it would be a really safe little environment for the dog and everything. It's right across the street from my old high school. But the whole house, the whole yard is full of broken down cars with no license plates on them. And the entire house is like, all the blinds are closed, all the curtains are closed, and you can see that they've been in that position for ages. Thanks, Beth. And then you go to the Google Maps and look it up on the street view, and it looks exactly the same as the picture that they took in March 2024. The curtains are still in exactly like it's a weird situation. The guy on the phone said, I said, "Oh, I'm not on the phone, but I was emailing. I said, "Oh, I'm a school bus driver and I have a YouTube channel to make a little bit of spare money or whatever. And he's like, "Oh, my son's an influencer on Instagram. He's got 100,000 followers or something like that." But then the house is weird. Like it's practically kind of, yeah, it's weird, right? It's a bit weird. So now I'm like, going, oh yeah, I'm sorry about that, Boss Eddie. That's hard. She's struggling with seasonal allergies. My son gets terrible. Yeah, I took a look at it and I was like, I don't know, like what's the kind of mindset that you're in that you're letting your house get like that, right? I'm not sure I want to be living in the same house as people who have no sense of their surroundings like that in a way. Anyway, it does sound stagnant. That's a really good word for it, Beth. Yeah, it's like 2 years later, it looks exactly the same. Oh, you went to Emily Carr. Oh, nice. You're spelling them both right. Emily Carr is they just well, they moved it. They built a whole Emily Carr School of Art and Design now, and the Emily Carr used to be down at Granville Island. Yeah, my YouTube channel won't allow me to live there. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen anyway. Yeah, Emily Carr, they have their own school now. They built a school where I went to school. It used to be Finning, and then they turned it into the Heavy Equipment Mechanics School for BCIT. And then they tore all that down and they built the Emily Carr College of Art and Design there. Yeah. Yeah, I know it. I mean, of course, Emily Carr, she's like massively famous. And Emily Carr is the art school. Like half the people I came up with went to art school. Hi, Carolina. Her dad, so nice to see everybody. Yeah, so anyway, that's my situation. I feel a little bit better even talking about it. Obviously, complaining does the soul good sometimes. But yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I live right near UBC. So the university ends, the semester is going to be ending at the end of April. So there should be a fair few apartments coming up available in my neighborhood. So it's not completely the end of the world, whatever. I'll figure things out. So yeah, I thought we could watch so some of the we've come up to episode 11 of the Jailhouse Calls. And then there's episode 12, and then it goes to episode 14, and then 15, and then it skips 16 and goes to 17. So I'm not sure if that's not a bad idea, Mary. I'm not sure. Like, I think my landlady's going to struggle. If I leave, she's going to struggle to find somebody who wants to move into this place that's literally 20 feet away from a construction site that is going to be there for years. I was talking to my foster sister today, and they have an Airbnb, but she did not make any suggestions like, "Why don't you come and live in our Airbnb?" Which is fair enough. But yeah, there are options. I think I'll probably have a shot with some student housing, right? A lot of students will be graduating, right? They'll be finishing up and moving away, and even the ones that aren't graduating, a lot of them go home for. My mom used to rent to students all the time, and there's a lot of shifting around in April and May. I think it's just going to be loud. Like, I mean, it's just the nature of heavy trucks and diesel engines and power tools and stuff. I mean, it just is what it is. The fact that they are leaving at 3:30 is a massive concession. So this is a highly residential area here. So I think they are aware of how bad it is, basically, and that they're giving up 3.5 hours of daylight that they could be working. So I think they're well aware of how many complaints they would probably get in the neighborhood. So yeah, thanks, Carolina. It does feel better to talk a bit. I was feeling so crappy I didn't want to come, but I was like, I know I'll feel better once I start talking. See everybody and bitch about Sarah Boone a bit. Talk about Corey. I was thinking that they will have had to put her on suicide watch after the verdict. She looked for the first time. They start at 7, Batty. So yeah. I mean, I'm usually out of bed by about 6:45 because I drive a school bus, and I'm out the door by 7:30. But I'm also back by 8:30, and I'm home, right? It's like if I was out at work all day, I could probably stand it, but I'm not. Hi, Darnell Comic. I don't think I know you. Nice to meet you. Yeah, so I was thinking about Corey and how she must be on suicide watch, eh? Don't you think? Because of the when they came back into the courtroom after the jury had been out for fewer than 3 hours, like it wouldn't be fewer, it's less than, sorry, less than 3 hours. She looked terrified, and she continued to look terrified throughout until she looked absolutely devastated by the verdict. And I mean, you would be. I can relate. And she seemed like she had been gut punched, very much so. Um, Even more so than somebody like Donna Adelson, who put on her big show there. But yeah, she looked genuinely gobsmacked and frightened and all the rest of it. And like, I can imagine, I can feel compassion for that. I don't think, I mean, she deserves to have been found guilty, and she deserves to spend however much time in prison they decide she should spend in prison. But I can still, it's hard to not feel for how terrified she must be. And I mean, she's only been in jail, right? Jail and prison are not the same. So I was looking at the prison that she'll be going to. I think there's one like state prison that houses both male and female inmates in Utah. And then they have like various kind of community outreach type prisons where they have smaller facilities, and certain prisoners are allowed to be housed in these smaller community prisons. But I'm not sure that somebody who is convicted of aggravated murder would be eligible for any of that. But she's lucky in some ways, because the prison was just built like in 2023 or something like that. Like, it's really new. Oh, what's this Billie Jean say? Hang on, hang on. Did you guys hear that Gigi heard someone on a call outside the courthouse while waiting for the verdict saying they would whisk Curry away from reporters for a good meal once she got acquitted? Oh, yeah. I don't know who thought she was gonna get acquitted. Yeah, it's wild to think of, right? I would think that she's probably gonna get LWOP too. Yeah. Do they have luxury prisons for the rich? I don't think they do. They do have some, like I said, they have the smaller prisons that accept. They're not, I guess they're more like they're corrections facilities. They only have one state prison, but it's fairly new. Gigi from Pretty Lies and Alibis, Carolina, here says that she knows that Corey was shaking through her blouse. She finally got what she deserved. In my opinion, Eric would have helped. Eric's ghost would have helped. Yeah. I yeah. I mean, she deserved it. She absolutely deserved it. I don't think there's any question that she did it. And I applaud Mr. Bloodworth for the amazing job he did of the closing argument, and the rebuttal was fantastic. I thought that I mean, big surprise, the defense pooped the bed again by asking for getting all up in their snot about saying that he dehumanized her by calling her a Black Widow spider, not realizing that they were quoting one of the witnesses, Chelsea. And yeah, I think so. I just can't help. It's not. I feel like she's in where she belongs, boss lady. But I can't help feeling the emotion that she feels when I see her feeling it, and she looked scared to me. Yeah, you guys, everybody's getting snow still, hey? We're just getting a lot of rain here. Rain, 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 rain. Okay, so are people ready? Shall we move on to Sarah, or do people still want to talk about Corey a bit? I noticed how much hate was still able to radiate from her eyes, including at the judge. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think she had any remorse. I don't think she does. I think she feels hard done by. These type of personalities are able to, like, even when they've done what they've done, they are still able to twist things in their own minds to make themselves the victim, and they genuinely believe their narratives, because that's how they stop from decompensating, basically, right? I thought Bloodworth was great. Yeah, I thought he was incredibly measured and calm and respectful and decent throughout, regardless of how many times the defense um, behaved badly or rudely or disrespectfully or tried to throw shade on them or accuse them of, um, behaving badly or whatever. Like when they were implying that the prosecution was going to go over and try to influence O'Driscoll's testimony when they took a break in the middle of his testimony, stuff like that. Like, what the heck? Just so rude. Um, and what's her name, Kathy, being rude to the judge or whatever. Like, I was amazed at how many times she kind of sassed him back, and the judge let it go. When he would say, let's try to focus or whatever, and she's like, I am focused. I just think blah blah blah. Like, what? Like, oh my god, are you an adolescent talking back to your parents? Like, holy smokes. I was wondering about that. Yeah, it's going to be on Eric's birthday, right? How I wonder if Corey realized that at the time, or if she's one of those people who completely forgets everything about a person once they're not around. Um, Yeah, I suspect that she probably will, because, like Sarah, she will have some sour grapes that she'll want to spit out, would be my guess. I was very curious what people thought. I will look up Dr. G. I'm not sure I haven't seen any of his videos popping up lately. You know how you start looking at one thing and then YouTube decides, like if you watch a couple of things about the Nancy Brophy trial, now they decide that all you ever want to see ever again is the Nancy Brophy trial. Um, Yeah, it will be. It's his birthday, yeah, the 13th of May. I don't think it was lost on the jury either, and I think it was a big mistake. I mean, I just can't imagine that Kathy has been a lawyer for 30 years, she says, and she's not aware that alienating the jury is a bad idea. Like, it just seems so obvious to me, the mistakes that they were making. They did not seem like seasoned lawyers to me. They seemed like Keystone Cops in lawyer form, like just kicking themselves in the dick repeatedly. Dr. G did a short video earlier today. Oh, okay, well, I'll have to look him up and see what he says. I like Dr. G. I just like his. I don't watch all his videos because he does a fair few of like political ones of Trump and Epstein and stuff, and I just don't want to hear from those people. So I don't watch those. But when he does true crime ones, I watch almost all of his takes on the true crime stuff. That's what I was saying, Carolina. I wonder if she even remembered that it was his birthday. Yeah, and yeah, exactly. He's been analyzing the Epstein files a lot lately. I find all that stuff really hard to watch because it's um the reason I like true crime is because we're seeing people behaving badly get consequences for their bad behavior. Whereas Trump and Epstein and all these guys that are committing all these terrible crimes but getting away with it with impunity, right? It makes me rage too much. I can't pay it. I have to only sort of dip in and get back out again because I just get too mad. It's not good for my it's not good for my mental health. So all right, well, I'm going to draw a line under the conversation I guess, and I'm going to put on that. Yeah, right. The same, the whiny tone. The tone was constantly an issue for me. Like, why do you gotta be like that? It just they just would have come across so much better if they had been respectful to the witnesses. Like, I understand that you can't predict when someone like Carmen is going to show up and win the hearts of the entire audience, right? She was a star. And and instead of working with that in some way, treating her with kid gloves and being kind to her, they were trying to pierce that, and it's like, it's too late, man. It's too late. You're just She is the anti-hero and we all love her. It's too late, right? You're not going to win any points by attacking her and trying to bring her down. I just really feel like, yeah, Carolina, I feel the same way. I mean, it does seem like they have a very tight-knit clan in the Richens. But they're not just losing, they didn't just lose Corey, right? It seems like they will very likely mostly lose that whole side of the family. So they had uncles and aunts and grandparents on Corey's side too, right? Yeah, they tried to bully Carmen. Well, they did bully Carmen. She was amazing, though. I don't even think I saw her even one time in the entire many, 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 many hours that they were berating her on the stand there. I don't think I ever saw her once even be snippy with them, right? Yeah, they were not exactly. They weren't able to adjust their style to fit the witness. And this seems very lame from a lawyer. I don't know. I often feel like, I would give somebody with a professional credentials the benefit of the doubt over my opinions. And then you come across people like this, and it's like, you can't even see the things that are so obvious. Why would I defer to your opinion at all? You know what I mean? Anyway. Okay, I'm going to put Sarah on because that's what we're here for, sort of. I mean, I know we're just here to hang out, but let's listen to Sarah for a bit anyway. I will put her on.
Welcome back to the Boondoggle Tapes, a collection of archived communications we exchanged with Sarah Boone during our failed attempt to make a documentary film during 2025. In today's episode, you will be joining Sarah Boone in Lowell Prison, Ocala, Florida, on August 12, 2024. In today's call, Sarah shares her frustrations with prison life and more. Let's dive in.
Sarah shares her frustrations. Big surprise.
This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording.
Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. What's going on?
Yeah, well, I have no stamps, so I can't write you. Yeah, has no stamps either, so she had one, it was maybe 8-minute phone call left from her. Her car got impounded, so she has to pay $1,200, so she and her son have been Ubering back and forth to school and job and everything, so she doesn't have anything, and so, yeah, so that's, forgive me for blowing up your phone, but, I have no way of writing you.
All right, I'll see if I can get some stamps on your thing.
I'm sorry.
Typical Sarah, right? She starts off the conversation with the dry begging. I don't have any stamps. A couple of thoughts. So we were talking about whether or not Corey's going to get. Adelson Hader was talking about whether or not Corey's going to get contact with her kids. I'm not sure, right? I mean, Sarah didn't kill Brian, so it's not an exact comparison, right? She killed those boys' father. Maybe that makes a difference, right? Yeah, money, please. She starts off the conversation with, I have no stamps. And then she goes on to give the sob story of who I assume is Nicole. And Boss Lady's saying that after age 13, they can't force contact between kids and parents. Is it that young? I know I kind of thought that around 16 that would be the case, but you may well be right. I certainly don't know. Yeah, maybe. I have no idea. They would have to, I don't know. It seems like everybody wants to talk about the Richens thing, but I'm here. I'm going to play this anyway, because... Yeah, Sarah is condescending and rude. So is Kathy Nestor. Is that what we're talking about? Here we go.
Yeah, I sent my last 3 that I had, sending documents to, or information to Nicole so she could send it back to me so I could print it before my account is exhausted. Did you get my message about everything?
No. Well, maybe. What was it?
So is she literally sending? Oh, right. Boss lady, it seems like you got some real. You got the goods on that. It was in your child custody case. Yeah. Well, that's good. So that means that Sarah's son can make the decision. Corey's kids are, most of them are that age, right? Hello, Whiskers. Oh, sorry. We've just been blabbing about I've been complaining mostly about the construction that has actually started in my lane and is destroying my life. And then we were talking about the Corey Richens case, and we only have just started with the Sarah Boone call, where she started the call with complaining about how she's out of stamps. So, yeah, right? Billie Jean, like, God. I think that age, right? Like, I left home when I was 15. I was very, very clear about what was and what wasn't, who was and who wasn't going to have access to me. So I think certainly they're old enough to make those kind of decisions. Sarah Boone, yeah, so she was literally just saying she used up her last stamps to mail all her stuff to Australia so that Nicole could like do some prepping to it and then mail it all back. Yeah, that's a good point, Adelson Hater. Yeah, the building that they're tearing down. To me, it looks like it's like a 70s era. It was like a doctor's office with a party and a pharmacy with. Yeah, you're very right. It absolutely could be. Did they still use? I don't think they were still using asbestos as a building material in the 70s, were they? Because I remember in the 70s learning about asbestos in school and it being like they already knew. So the Sarah's thing hasn't happened yet, right? The family court order, it hasn't come back yet, has it? Yeah, her fans, yeah. Yeah, I think our elementary schools did too, but they had been built, Adelson Hater, they had been built in like the 40s or something, right? And oftentimes, like I think my mom's house that just got torn down was built in 1925, and it had asbestos. I mean, I think Trump is regulating asbestos again, like it's good stuff. Why aren't we using it? I don't think they have got the fund. I haven't heard about it yet, right? Judge Jackson, yeah. Judge Jackson, I believe Judge Jackson's father was murdered. So I'm not making any, casting any aspersions on her ability to be fair and unbiased. But I do think that, if you had your father was murdered and you had a father murderer in front of you, that you might have some thoughts about that.
Well, first off, I was making sure that you and your friend are okay. Is your friend okay?
No, he's in the hospital. He's not going to make it, I don't think.
Okay, well, at least you...
Sorry, what? His friend is in the hospital and is not going to make it? And she said, first of all, I wanted to find out about your friend. But actually, first of all, she wanted to talk about her lack of stamps. So let's be real.
know he's being taken care of. And I didn't know... Can you tell me, do you have a moment to see if the exhibits were delivered? I mean, not the exhibits, the cross notice and the other thing?
They're not posted. They were sent, but they're just not posted yet.
Oh, well, I know, but can you see if they've actually been delivered to the courthouse?
Yeah, they were delivered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're delivered.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah, I don't care about them being posted so much as just making sure I know that the judge has them to read.
Yeah.
And then also, I sent all 37 of my exhibits.
How'd you do that?
Because I had the last few dollars that I had that sent me in my Securus account, which is separate from JPay, and I thought that the money would come out of my actual commissary account, but it comes out of your Securus account, which is the media account. So I printed all of the car quotes. I printed the interest rates for alimony. I printed what else? I printed your case law that you sent me, the rebuttals from however long ago. So I got to print a handful of things that I can take with me, and I also submitted for the exhibits. But then, so you didn't even get my message about how much the copies cost?
Mm-mm.
You know, the thing that is most striking to me about these videos and these phone calls is how absolutely god awful boring they are. I have seen some pictures. Adelson Hater, he's a very ordinary looking fella. If you Google Peter Gunthel, Delepine Creative, you should come up with a couple of pictures. He's just a very ordinary looking guy. Average height, average weight, average build, sandy blonde hair, just a very ordinary guy. Yeah, Sarah, send me money, send me money, send me money. Yeah, so did he say, I thought he said he's not going to make it. And then Sarah said, oh, well, at least he's being taken care of. Anyway, what about me? So maybe he said he's going to make it, and I misheard that, but I don't like to go back and listen to Sarah again because I don't like Sarah. So he's engaging with her, Adelson Hater, in they had engaged with Sarah to make a documentary about the innocent battered wife syndrome victim of domestic abuse. Now, he claims at this juncture, Sarah definitely got her hopes up. But he claims at this point, it's many months since that they had a very public breakup of their friendship relationship, such as it was. And he claims that he always knew that she was not innocent and that they were just hoping that if they, this is so interesting how he puts it, that if they offered her trust, that she would open up and tell the truth. But you're not offering somebody trust if you're lying and doing it under false pretenses. So it's complete bullshit as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, they were trying to get the exclusive, rights to her story, whatever. And to that end, initially they promised her that they would pay for her family court lawyer and all that kind of stuff. Oh, did you see Peter, Carolina Hurtado? But so Julian apparently, like, from what I remember from the phone calls, Peter was saying, oh, you'll see Julian, don't worry. He's a huge guy. He's like 6'4" and he's going to be wearing a purple shirt. You can't miss him. And then in the next phone call, she was like, I couldn't see Julian. And Peter was like, oh yeah, he was there. I guess he must have just been looking the other direction or whatever. So I have a feeling, my suspicion was that Julian wasn't there at all. And I guess the rumor is that Julian can't handle dealing with her at all. And it's been up to Peter has been her contact with Delepine Creative. And she just treats him like a servant, but she had, I think it's very true that she had a big crush on him. And when she found out that he was married, it really took the wind out of her sails a lot, right? Like, I think that she thought that they were really bonding, because she just loved his vocabulary. She loves a man who knows what a quiver is. She was saying, but I think that was in the same phone call that she found out. Did you see Julian, Carolina? Sorry, I'm not paying attention. You saw Julian. Okay, maybe Julian was there, but I that was just a surmise on my part, because he sounded really, the next day when he was saying, she said she hadn't seen Julian, he sounded very sketchy in his response. Yeah, I mean, it's very true. Everyone exists to serve Sarah, according to Sarah. That is part of the disorder, right? Is just not being that they just don't conceive of other people's needs. They have a cognitive awareness, like she said just now. Oh, I wanted to, first, I just want to find out how your friend is doing, right? Like there's some little niggle in her brain where she's like, oh my God, I have to like ask about you, right? This is supposed to be about you. It's very typical. I remember one time before I finally stopped talking to my own mother for good, I was in the hospital with what turned out to be gout in my groin, of all places. But initially they thought that it was a bone infection and that I was going to need like intravenous drugs for several months, and I was going to have a nurse come to the house and change all the, and it was a big deal, and it was really upsetting, and it was horribly painful. And then the tests that they had to do were horribly painful. And I phoned my mother and told her that I was in the hospital and this is what was going on. And it was Monday morning. And she says, oh, she lives 20 minutes from the hospital. And she says, oh, I'll come by and visit you on Friday, she says. And I'm like, okay, that's my mother. Is just going to let me sit here in this hospital for 4 days without visiting me when she lives 20 minutes away. And I was like, okay, whatever. And we got off the phone. And then she phoned back and she was like, oh my God, what was I thinking? Of course I can come tomorrow, right? And like that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's that cognitive awareness, right? Her instinct wasn't to come rushing to the hospital to see if I was okay. She had to like schedule me in for later in the week and then have the realization after she got off the phone that actually, most mothers would be like, oh my God, I'm on my way. Are you okay? What can I bring you? Type thing, right? It's very, very normal for these people. They just don't, what they understand cognitively is not, they don't act from that awareness most of the time.
Yeah, the copies cost $49.81. Or $49.65.
How did you pay for that?
I didn't. I have a lien against my account. And then I mailed my exhibits yesterday, and it was like $17.85. So I took the information, and I did what I had to do. But now, Peter, I'm in the hole, like $70-something. So that's why I was letting you know, because I know that you and I had talked previously about it, to just let you know about it.
Stamps, money, give me money. And how's your dying friend, by the way? Oh, and also, I need $70.
So that's what I was doing.
Gotcha. All right. Well, good.
So I'm hoping that she gets, one way or another, she'll get the exhibit. So said that she sent the email to ISIS.
It's still like,
letting them know.
Still like 2 weeks away.
What is it?
More than that.
Remember the flying lizards version of I Want Money? That's also boss lady, give me money, also give me money. It's that lizard person song, the flying lizards version of Give Me Money is what I think of.
And it's like 3 weeks away.
No, it's not. It's 2 weeks away.
Okay, so we got plenty of time.
For what?
For her to get all this stuff.
Oh yes, that's why I made sure to bust ass to get it done.
Yeah, exactly. She'll get it.
Well, my concern is, please, I know that you and I had talked previously about it, and you're like, just let me know how much it is. So that's what I was doing, so I'm not in the hole that much.
Yeah, Sarah, I'm doing, I told you I'll do everything I can, but it's really tight.
I know, but I was just doing what you told me to do. Oh. So
And how are you doing, though? Are you okay?
I mean, as much as I can be.
Hi, Eddie. Carolina. Pardon me. I have been hanging on to this cough for weeks now. It's driving me crazy. Carolina Hurtado says, if I remember correctly, both of them sent Sarah a grand total of $1,200 to her commissary. You mean between hi Eddie, glad you're here. You mean Julian and Peter, I assume. Yeah, I well, and the money and the time that Peter put into listening to this nonsense, my God.
I am just ready for this to be over with, and just at this point now, like, I'm trying to actually be able to get things that I can actually want and, enjoy. And so I don't know if it's, hasn't, I talked to him on Sunday and he still hasn't submitted the visitation application. So
The um Little Whiskers is saying, I used to watch her jailhouse calls on another channel. Sorry, I forget which one. Her tablets sometimes are filled with pages of the same sentence repeatedly. That's weird. Like, all work and no play makes Sarah a dull girl type thing. I've seen a lot of her stuff, the tablet messages and stuff, on Tanika's 2 Cents channel. She did such an amazing job of keeping up to speed with all of the text and the tablet messages. And the thing that was always so amazing to me was the ones that she sent to Brian. Yeah, The Shining, Beth. Because he has never answered a single one of her tablet messages ever. And yet she keeps sending these like insanely desperate, answer me, answer me, answer me. Why won't you answer me? And like, I have been sitting for the 50th day in a row. And like, just never, ever coming to the very simple realization that he is never going to respond. And you are not only wasting your time, but you're working yourself up needlessly. Like, just SKR. Who's SKR? Let me think. SKR. Sorry, I don't know. Brain fart. You'll have to tell me who SKR is. Who's SKR? I like, what's his name? Too. I can't think of his name. AG Tactical. He does a lot of Sarah messages, Sarah stuff. What's SKR? Somebody tell me what SKR is. Yeah, but her text to Brian just cracked me up. And one of the phone calls that we did before, she was like, maybe it's just called SKR. She was saying how she was talking to her son, and then she had to get off the phone, and she said, I'll call you right back. And then she called him back over and over and over and over and over again for 6 hours, and he never responded. Like, stands for Small King Reacts. Okay, I have never even seen that channel. I will have to look that up. Okay, I'm going to start this up again, and then I'm going to write that down. But yeah, she's not a take no for an answer.
He told me his response was he'll do it when he feels like it. So I have that I'm dealing with still. Just, I'm negative in my account, $70-something, and just the girls are still being assholes. So it's my life right now.
You said he'll do it when he feels like it. What, the signing of the visitation?
Right. He'll fill out the visitation applications for me to see when he feels like it. He still hasn't done it. Started high school yesterday and is extremely angry and sad with me that I'm not there to help him and hold his hand and to make sure that he's okay. So I went through that whole thing all weekend and yesterday. And
is anybody buy that? Does anybody buy that? Yeah, SKR, I'll have to look him up. So Addie is me says SKR is a long format, fantastic Sarah content guy. So I like, oh, there you go. Thanks. Thanks, boss lady. I am a fan of long format stuff too. I like to just have things on while I'm doing stuff and it's in the background. You know what I mean? Yeah, I haven't seen Decoder in a little while. You're right. I like him too. He's really thoughtful. I really like his content. He really seems to care about doing a good job. And he's always very thorough. It's been about a month maybe since I heard from Docket Decoder. He was doing some good stuff on the HTC meltdown.
It's a big time heartbreaker.
Yeah.
And then Brian told me, of course, that no visitation applications have been submitted yet, and he will when he feels like it.
Have you been talking to him all weekend though, at least?
I talked to him a couple times, yes, and then also proposed in his amended parenting plan that I only get to speak to him one time per week for 30 minutes.
That was in his amended parenting plan?
Correct.
How often are you talking to him a week now?
Whenever I feel like calling him. But then he's only been putting like 48 cents on the phone or 27 cents on the phone or whatever else it is. So he still controls the phone calls. So just, I can't begin to describe to you, like, my sadness is turning into anger, and it's just like, it's hard for me to get out of bed, and I have to get out of bed, and it's just.
How are things going in the inside? Are everybody kind of being okay now, or are they still being jerks?
I love the fact that he's completely not listening to her, because she literally just said everybody's still being mean to me. So, hi, Chocolate Chip 12. Nice to see you. I feel like, yeah, he's not listening to her. So that's great, because she doesn't listen to anybody else either. So that just made me laugh. And I wanted to say hi to Chocolate Chip 12.
Jerks is not the word. It's unholy and evil. It's just
I mean, it sort of takes one to know one, eh, Sarah? Sarah could pay for her own calls if she wanted to, but then she wouldn't get to start every phone call with a complaint about lack of money.
It doesn't matter if I sit on my bed. It makes no difference if I say good morning to these people. It makes no difference. So it just makes no difference.
But there's other women that are in there for like murder and like what did I don't.
Why don't you just find yourself some other murderers to hang out with, Sarah? I mean, you can't be the only murderer in the place. I'm going to go ahead and guess that she didn't like that, because Sarah doesn't see herself as a real murderer, right?
I don't understand it.
Because I'm a very positive person. And I...
Oh my God. Sarah Boone thinks of herself as a positive person. Oh my God. He manages to keep his he manages to keep his cool in the face of her saying that.
I don't conform, and the fact that I still have opportunities of release and freedom, and their fate is sealed. They're spending the rest of their life here, and that is why they're so bitter.
I think that's a really good point, right? Where she's like, oh, he's so worried he's starting school and he wants me to be there and hold his hand. Like, when my kid was 14, he didn't want to admit that he had a mother, as far as I remember it, right? They're not like all gung-ho to have their mommies bring them to school when they're 14. They just aren't. She's full of it. She's just trying to make it herself seem to Peter as though she's this loving mom with a close friendship with her, a close relationship with her son.
So you think it's jealous?
And the dog's asking to go out, so I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to let the dog go.
We'll see.
And then every morning I'm forced to wake up to clean the toilets, and, it's definitely an experience. What is it?
Why do you clean the toilets?
Because that's what everybody decided to give me as my job for the dorm.
And does that rotate?
No. Oh gosh, and the new thing is also I have fire ants coming through my window. I don't know if I told you or not. I sent you a couple messages when I had them, but
what did you say?
Oh my God, what a great sentence. And then I have to wake up every morning and clean the toilets. And then he's like, why are you cleaning the toilets? Like, seriously, did that guy fall off the turnip truck last night? It's awesome. Yeah, projection is all. Oh my God. If they're not projecting, they're not doing anything. Hi, Jen Manos. Yeah, okay. So everybody, shit duty, yeah, but everybody is recommending SKR. So I am looking forward to that.
Said to them, I'm not cleaning these toilets forever. Like,
It's easier for you to say that in an air-conditioned office on your farm while I'm sitting.
Are you serious? He's telling her to go and give and say that she's going to refuse to clean the toilets forever? What kind of advice is that to give to somebody who's doing life without parole? Go tell your corrections officer in your face, I'm not doing this job anymore.
Here with an almost unair-conditioned place with really big, black, mean bitches. It's not that simple, Peter.
I know. I just feel like I would get to a point where I'd be like, I don't really give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, right, Peter. Sure you would. With you were in prison, you'd be like, I'm just so tough. I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't care what they do to me. I don't care about those screws. Fuck them. Like, ugh, spare me. What a daft thing to say. Like, I mean, up until now, that's probably the dumbest thing I've heard him say so far. Right. She doesn't have the opportunity of ever being released from prison. She recorded her crime and waived her Miranda rights, throwing all the nasty letters on the record. Not a chance. Yeah. I hope they go over to visit Sarah instead. Yeah, just a bit, you think? This is not the first time. I have not even heard of SKR, so this is my new thing, and everybody's telling me how great he is, so I will have to let you know. Okay, I'm hit the tablet messages to Brian just make me laugh anyway because they're so ridiculous. He has never answered a single one of her text messages, tablet messages. So, which I kudos to him. I love him for that.
You don't remember me telling you about the girl?
It's very typical of people like Brian or like people like me, right? That we put up with these people right up until we don't put up with them anymore. And then we put down a boundary that is immovable. And I think that's what's happened to Brian. Beth says maybe his suggestions are low-key words he's wanting to say directly to her. Yeah, maybe he's trying to get her in trouble. Yeah, she did pass up that deal, didn't she? Typical narcissist.
Girl that was swinging from my bunk, and the officers had to separate us. People know I have a voice. I just choose my battles.
Yeah.
And I'm a very humble person.
Yeah. I told you the other day, Sarah, you're a human being, and you know, you deserve your space, and if nothing else, respect.
What the hell? Oh my God. This guy is the worst cheerleader for somebody who's in prison. You deserve your space, Sarah. You're a human being. You deserve, like, she's in prison, dude, for the rest of her life. Maybe try giving her some advice that is going to help her deal with the situation she's actually in instead of the imaginary safe space advice that you're giving her. My God. What a dumbass. I'm sorry. I mean, unless he's doing it on purpose to mess with her. But even then, I think that's cruel. And if he's not, then he's just dumb as paste. So, good job.
So.
Well, I can't wave a magic wand and make it happen.
This is the body cam footage, Mary, from the day of the arrest. Or the day of not the arrest, she got arrested the next day. The day of when she called the police, the morning after.
And so I'm just going it day by day. I don't want to be here anymore. Like, I'm tired of having nothing.
Yeah.
I'm tired of not having anything to wake up to, look forward to. I still try to find my blessings every single day, which there are, and there are even miracles every single day. So that's all I can do right now.
Which you got to focus on. And it's frustrating.
Name one miracle, Sarah. Name one miracle from today. There's miracles every day, apparently. I would like to hear her name the miracles. Yeah, that's the same with me. Right? I am extremely understanding and forgiving, bending over backwards, twisting myself into a pretzel, doing everything I can until I'm not, and then I'm not any of that ever anymore, ever again. And it's always been it's always been the way with me, even before I understood. Hi, old one of the hills, that that I was dealing with narcissists or whatever. Yeah, well, sure, Sarah would have been out like in a couple of years from now, right? She would have been out very soon. It's 26. Yeah, she would have been out in like 2 years. I'm extremely glad she didn't take the deal, honestly. I cannot imagine what it would be like to be George's family and have Sarah coming out of prison in 2 years.
Beyond.
Well, I remember, too, I have no appellate attorney. Remember that, too, on top of everything else. Remember that.
No word on that, huh?
No. Looked it up for me today. There's nothing. And now I have to wait for to get money on her phone. I don't know how long that's supposed to be, and credits for her tablet, and she's going through it also, like I said. So, like, she and I haven't talked in I don't know how long.
God,
So
rains, it pours, right?
Yeah, Mary, I meant 2 years from now. She would be out in 2 years from now. Because it was 15 years, and then she would have got out in 8 years, and it was 2020, wasn't it? Like, she would have got time served and everything, I think, right? So she would have been coming out in 2028, which is just right around the corner for us oldies. Know that.
it is what it is. I'm trying to do everything that I can to change whatever it is that I can, which is why I'm asking you for things, and just, even if it's just moral support. Just, I have no one else to ask. My brother's getting ready to go into surgery again, and he'll be out of commission for like a month. So
It's not.
I'm a victim in every way, and it's up to you to take care of all my needs and give me money. I feel like the sentencing for Sarah Boone. Yeah, I mean, I think it was very clear that he saw very clearly that she had zero remorse, and given the opportunity, she would probably do it again. I genuinely don't think that Brian would be safe from her if she got out, and I'm not sure that her boy would be either, honestly. She's not in control of herself, and she has made it very clear that she doesn't, other people's suffering means nothing to her, right? It doesn't impact her. So she could very easily get herself back into another situation where she's allowing somebody to die because she thinks that they deserve to sit in that little, wherever, and listen to her complaints for a while. Like, I don't I think Judge Crane, was it Crane? Yeah, it was Cranick, right? Everett was Adelson. And the fact that he gave her nothing, life without parole, the court is in recess. Like, I thought it was so amazing. I was kind of looking forward to him giving her, the rough side of his tongue, basically taking her down a bit. But honestly, with someone like Sarah, it hurts a lot more to just be dismissed than it does to be told off. If you're taking the energy to tell her off, then that means she's important. So I thought he did. She would be she would be approaching menopause, if not there already, Mary. I think she was 42, wasn't she, when all this happened? I think she was, yeah. So she's got to be either already started menopause or already well into it.
Not like I'm watching your phone calls come in and I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'm not going to pick up. I literally.
Oh, I know that. I know that you and I have the understanding that, I am okay to continue to call, just not, incessantly.
And if I can pick up, I'll pick up. If I can't, I can't. Like like you witnessed. Like,
I'm never going to call incessantly unless it's an emergency.
But it's fine with me.
I know.
Just understand that it's not like I'm ignoring your calls. Like
I know that.
Okay.
Right here, Addie says she threatened Brian's life, and it sounded like she full on meant it during one of the phone calls. Maybe, yeah, I thought, I very much remember the way she talked about Brian. I can't remember what the wording was, but it was something like, yeah, I don't think he's safe from her. She hates him, and she blames him for, a lot, right?
I don't know if you're assuming that you think that I think that, but I don't want this. I don't want this to go south. Like I totally understand.
Okay, all right.
No, I understand that you live in the real world with a life and 2 farms and other things that you've got going on. I get it.
Yeah, but you also have to understand, Sarah, that you're a priority. If I'm not picking up the phone, it's because I'm working to try and make money so that I can.
There's a lot of days that people like nobody picks up, so it's just another day. So just and I get it, please. And my thing is,
and I get it, please. Yeah, she's just a bucket of complaints and miseries, basically. Yeah, Crane at Grey rocked her, Addie. I think that's Addie's me. I think that's a great way to put it. Yeah. Yeah, I think he did exactly the right thing. Like, I mean, you don't give people like that attention, right? That's what she was craving. And you saw that, yeah, she was on, it was her birthday during the trial, if I recall. They were in there on 10/10/25. Yeah, I thought it was amazing. I was disappointed at the time for a little minute, but then I was like, yeah, good job. Like, give her nothing, right? She just, all of that, after she just read that disgusting letter out where she forgave everybody, I think he basically decided that was all the attention she was going to get. She'd had her lot,
like I was trying to sit down and figure out who I can actually, write a letter to try to get me out of this hole, because it's like I'm praying that I actually do get something from this, that I won't have it eaten up, or like $15-20 that sends me, my brother. It's just, I've reached out to people from my elementary school days. Just, I'm trying to do everything that I can so I don't have to ask you. But like when
she's reaching out to people she knew in elementary school to get money so that she doesn't have to bug Peter all the time. That's basically what she said, right? Or was it that she just reaches out to people from elementary school so that they can listen to her complain because she doesn't have enough agony aunts?
It's very reassuring to me when you're like, no, just tell me. So I want you to know that it totally comforts me knowing that I can tell you that, and you will do whatever it is that you possibly can. I had a skip in my step and a smile on my face taking those effing exhibits down there, and it cost, $18 on top of the effing $50 for copies. And I'm like, you know what? Peter's got this. God's got this. Whoever it is, they've got this.
Yeah.
The thing with Sarah is, right, like, I mean, to be fair, right, the prison system is not kind to prisoners in terms of money, right? It's not only that they're paying for snacks or whatever, but they are paying insanely premium prices, and they absolutely do rip them off. But if Sarah wasn't such a hateful little twant, then possibly she would have more friends and people who were wanting to help her and to help make her life more comfortable for her. But she just keeps burning every single bridge there is. And so, like, I get it that the price structure is unfair to prisoners, but she makes it worse on herself by just being so horrendous to anyone and everyone that she has no friends.
But it is what it is.
Well, is it something that you want me to check back with you about? So, because it's just growing, because my legal mail today I had to, because I have no stamps. I'm down to 3 pieces of notebook paper.
Oh, definitely. I can definitely get you the stamps.
To be honest with you, like when I was in there making these copies with this lady and the manager has to sit there and watch, I'm being honest with you, and I am an effing inmate in prison, that I tried to slide the bill away from the pile 2 times.
So she's owning up to the fact that, well, that's what I'm saying, is she doesn't have any friends. I mean, she made some, right? She did have some friends that she had made. She was friends with Lana, and then she was friends with Christina Pena. And she burned bridges with all of those. And then now she's burned bridges with these guys. I mean, they weren't being in good faith with her anyway. But and I assume that she's going to burn her bridges with Nicole as well at some point, right? That's how these people are. They can't. That's how they see the world. That's how they function. It's just what it is. Yeah, doesn't get you in
Get
too
it.
much trouble.
I just can't believe that I'm being charged $50. It's really sad, and it makes me have a walnut in my throat that I'm being charged $50 for copies, and then $17, $18 to have them.
It makes me have a walnut in my throat that I'm being charged $50 for copies. I mean, I guess she's trying to, she's going for the pathos, right? She's trying to, I mean, and I mean, to be fair, right? It must be just insanely discouraging and feel so insanely uphill to her. And I know what that feels like to be in that situation. And I can understand how insanely frustrating it is. However, right? It's very hard to, if she had ever taken even the tiniest bit of accountability. Hi, Addie is home now. Good. Yeah, it's easier when you have a computer than a phone, eh? Yeah, like she's just never taken any accountability for anything, so it's sort of hard to really feel for her. Like, I mean, I do get that it must be frustrating. She is a person after all, right? And so she is still subject to some of the frustrations and experiences of struggling in the material world. Twunt, yeah, that's my little portmanteau so that I don't get done for saying bad words over on the YouTubes. Yeah.
Mailed. It seems very difficult.
They got a racket going on there, don't they? In the real world, 50 copies would be like what, like $5, maybe?
Yes. So
Is it a private prison you're in?
no, it's run by the state of Florida.
Yeah, she goes from that little soft voice, right? I know, it's so sad. I'm the damsel in distress. No, it's the state of Florida. So I'm guessing that she put that on. That little sad sack, poor me, damsel in distress voice.
Right.
You don't understand. If you have to remember where I came from on the Main with no air conditioning and filth and rust and holes in the ceiling. Here it's 80-degree air conditioning with fire ants in the bed. And just there's.
Which one is better?
Neither.
Maybe he is trying to torture her. What's better? Having this shitty situation or this shitty situation? I think it's great. Good job, Peter.
I don't want to be here, period, and compare the lesser of two effing evils. Of course this one is. At least it's not 108 degrees in here.
If you had to pick one, obviously the annex house, right?
Yeah, I'll take the 80-degree air conditioning and the fire ants. And the mean, evil people.
Were the people worse at the other place or there?
Here.
Why is that? That's fucked up.
Because she's a convicted murderer, Peter. Are you following the narrative at all of what's going on here? She was in jail before. Now she's in prison. Prisons have hierarchies of bad guys. And Sarah's one of the worst kind of bad guys that there are.
I told you, their fate is sealed. These awful old-ass 70, 80-year-old women who are going to die in prison are here, and they hate me because I'm smiling, and I say good morning to them, and I work on my cases all day.
Yeah, they're just jealous of her. And I mean, who can really blame them? The objective for Peter on this call, Beth Scott, I don't entirely know. I think like he just has to kind of take her calls and jolly her along because she if he doesn't answer the phone, she's just going to keep calling and then the next call is going to be longer. So I think the objective, my guess is that it's to jolly her along. They got their whatever business out of the way early on. So I think it's just right. It's just to keep her happy. They are literally trying to get this is a transaction, right? Is that they want her story. They want the rights to her story so they can make a whole bunch of money off of her story. And this is the price of that, right? Is having to put up with her nonsense and listen to her damsel in distress stories and ask her questions about her day. I think that's literally the transaction.
Sometimes you need to look up mirror neurons online. Mirror neurons. It's exactly what it is. They see me as them younger and possibilities and opportunities and options, and they don't have them.
Look up what?
Literally, it's not no joke. She thinks that these people are jealous of her, and that's why they don't like her.
They don't have them.
Look, you said look up what?
Mirror neurons.
Mirror and
Okay, I have to look up mirror neurons now because how does this make mirror neuron is a brain cell that reacts both when a particular action is performed and when it is only observed. The neural basis for empathy may be a system of mirror neurons, a brain cell that reacts both when a particular action is performed and when it is only observed. Okay, I don't know. What do mirror neurons actually do? Mirror neurons represent a distinctive class of neurons that discharge both when an individual executes a motor act and when he observes another individual performing the same or a similar motor act. Those neurons were first discovered in a monkey's brain. Okay, so apparently she's saying that these ladies are jealous of her. And because they see her doing all the things of being such a great little, I don't know, engine that could, I guess. And she's young and vibrant and happy and cheerful and spreading the word of the Lord. And they're just these bitter, angry old biddies that I guess, I mean, I can't imagine what else she could possibly be trying to say. So that's my interpretation.
mirror neurons NUE.
Yes, I think that's actually a really good, I think that's a really good description of it. Chocolate chip 12. I think it's like when your heart pounds fast when you see someone else in a dangerous situation. Yeah, I get that. So I think that that's what she's trying to say, though, is that they're looking at her and seeing her being young and vibrant and full of life and out there fighting for herself and fighting her cause and spreading the word of the Lord. And they're just bitter and angry and jealous. I mean, I know that I am bitter and angry and jealous about Sarah. I don't think that mirror neurons fits either, Beth, but I can't imagine having looked up mirror neurons and having listened to what she was saying that she could be. I think she's just misunderstood what the mirror neurons are. That is my take. Obviously, I'm not in her head, but
ERONS.
Yes. I'm just tired. Peter, this is me telling you, like, as a best friend, brother, whatever it is. I'm tired of being depressed. I'm tired of walking around with a walnut in my throat all the time. I'm tired of crying on my bed. I'm tired of sobbing in the shower so nobody can tell that I'm doing that because there's water on my face.
Huh. Makes me think of how George must have been tired of being in that suitcase, honestly. Oh, nice one, Addie. Little bit of wordplay. I like a bit of wordplay. Who was outside yelling at you? What is going on? What have I missed, little wizard? Oh, a neighbor from hell. Oh, God. I have a neighbor from hell as well. Yes, best friend, and she, you know, obviously she wanted him to be her lover, but that didn't pan out.
Like, and I've only been here 8 months. I've been here 8 months. Only 8 months. And my effing appellate attorney has withdrawn, as you know. That's in.
This is what I was saying the other day. She's only been there 8 months at this point. This was obviously it was many moons ago now. It was in August of 2025. But I was saying the other day that I think that she's, yeah, right. She literally was just saying, they can't stand me because I'm so positive. And now she's saying, but I'm tired of being so depressed and crying all the time. She literally was just saying what a positive person she is. Yes. But I do think that once all of this is finished with the family court and once all of the appeals are finished and all the rest of it, that she will kind of settle in. It will be easier for her, because she's sort of constantly grasping at the outside world. Hi, John Smith. And I think that when all of that comes to an end, that it will be easier for her, because she'll have to just come to terms in some way, right?
In limbo, well past my 90-day initial briefs with middle date.
Sarah, can you get a job there, another job, if you're in the annex house?
The only jobs that are here are in the kitchen, which is, it's torture, and that is actual punishment with no air conditioning, and the meanest of the meanest of the meanest girls work in there. And
yeah, so he's trying to make a suggestion, right? He's continually, yeah, hi, John. He's continually trying to offer suggestions, right, throughout these phone calls. Could you try this? Could you try that? And she shoots them all down. And I mean, I suppose there's not going to be any really fun jobs in prisons. But I mean, for somebody who excels at everything, surely she should be able to, find a little place where she can fit in and let her little light shine.
also the fact, or confinement, where all of the people that have been arrested are sent to jail and prison. My friend Connie works there. She comes home crying almost every day.
Why is Connie in there?
Hey, she's got a friend, Connie.
Drug trafficking.
Well, but maybe if you worked in the kitchen, you could befriend some of these people and they get to know you.
I can't work in the kitchen because there's knives. I'm a level 4.
Excuse me. I think that's very funny. She can't work in the kitchen because there's knives. The occasional reminder that she's a murderer. Hi, Jim. Nice to see you. How are you? Glad you could make it. I was wondering if you were going to show up. She's a straight A student. She could work in the library. She's I got to find a way to say that in the same tone that Lauren said she was a mother with a YouTube channel. Well, I have to go cosplay it being a functioning adult. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Chocolate Chip. Have a good time, and we will see you next time. I'm going to start doing the Nancy Brophy trial, I think. I'm not going to probably do the entire trial, because if it's not actually happening right now and I don't have to sit through all the boring parts, I probably don't have the stamina to sit through all the boring parts. But there are some really fun parts of the Nancy Brophy trial, because she's one of those daft narcissists who testified on her own behalf. So I'm going to do the first one of those tomorrow. So maybe we will see you there. Chocolate Chip 12. So yeah, okay, carry on. Glad you could make it, Jem. I'm glad you're here.
There's weapons. And you know what? I don't want to. I'm okay with what it is that I'm doing now, because if you think about it, literally before the sun rises, I'm working on this family law case until it actually sets.
Right.
The sun is setting and they're pulling the tablet from my hands and the pen and my folders from me.
Actually, you need all the time you can get. When you were doing that other job, I can't remember. It wasn't laundry. It was something else. Yeah.
God
So
bless me, and I will never ever look at it as anything less. And I thank him I thank him all the time for this. So
For the oh, look at that picture. Look at that little screen grab there. She thanks God all the time for giving her the toilet cleaning job, I guess, so that she can be done and dusted early in the day, and then she can spend the whole day working on her family court documents, which is interesting, considering that you remember how much trouble she caused in the courts until they finally just gave her the hard copies of all of her discovery, and then she didn't do anything with it. Jem, I haven't looked at too many comments today because I was so busy running out of my house at every opportunity to get away from the terrible god awful noise. So I will go back and read your comments later. I don't think noise canceling headphones are going to do it because of the fact that my entire building shakes. So it's more than just the noise. I am considering that I might have to move. So John Smith, never heard a woman complain as much as this, and he's been married twice. Jesus, making the bad wife jokes in the chat with all the women. That's pretty ballsy. Gotta hand it to you.
yeah. So like I remember when you were doing that, you didn't have time to.
I literally almost went insane. I literally almost went insane. Like, I kid you not, like clinically insane, with no air conditioning and filth. So
Crazy as a shithouse rat. Yeah, I'm kind of interested in this. Just like it seems really like a long time. She didn't do anything, right? Billie Jean, like she made such a fuss about how she couldn't prepare a proper defense if she didn't get all her discovery in hard copy, and then she didn't do a single goddamn thing when she finally got it. She might let me move in, Jem, but we're literally looking at several years, and I'm not really interested in being a guest in someone else's house for several years. I'm nearly 60 years old, right? I want my own home, my own things, my own cooking pots, pans, whatever. I don't know what's going to happen yet, but and I'm not trying to shoot down people's nice ideas, but I think I'm in a proper pickle that is going to require a proper solution, not a fly by night sleeping on somebody else's couch solution. That is not, I just don't see that working for me. So thank you for asking. I appreciate your concern very much. Everybody has been very kind about it.
there's many blessings and miracles every day.
Tell me some.
It's just, I'm sitting here with like 20 different girls behind me, and they're all sitting up here waiting for me to get off the phone, and I'm just trying to find out like what it is that I'm supposed to do for whatever it is that I need to do for anything that between.
It's going to take some time, and things aren't, haven't gone the way we wanted them to go in certain things, and we just got to kind of keep our heads down and keep going.
I do like the way he always. Are you talking to me, Beth Scott? Where am I in Canada? If you're asking me, I can tell you I am on the West Coast in Vancouver. I understand, Jem, and I super appreciate your support. Hi, PSR. Sarah is Delulu. I appreciate your support and your suggestions. I appreciate everybody's efforts to try to help me find a solution. I think ultimately the solution is going to have to be that I move. We were talking about the fact that next month, I live near the university, and next month is the end of the semester. It's a lot less populated during the summer, and there should be a lot of student housing coming up soon. So that's where I'm at with it now.
There's no other choice. So
because it's like as tough as your situation, as any of these girls' situations are that are in there with you, like, why make it worse by just being an asshole to each other? You know, like, you guys are all in the same canoe. Why not support each other? And
people are in prison for a reason. Sometimes they have black.
Oh my God, was that a little bit of self-awareness we just heard there? People are in prison for a reason. I am finding it hard to believe that Peter Gunthel is as naive as he is coming across here. Like, why can't everybody, you're all in the same boat together, why can't you all work together? Like, are you for real, my dude? Maybe he's just torturing her. Yeah, we should all just love one another here in prison, where half of us are here for murder and the other half are here for drug offenses that are literally not the same fucking thing at all.
Black souls and empty hearts.
Yeah.
And their family doesn't want to deal with them anymore. So
yep, exactly right.
Oops.
It's when you're so low, you have to reach up to touch the bottom. You're low. That's how low we are in here. That's what prison is. It's not even the bottom of the barrel.
It's like 5 feet buried underneath the bottom of the barrel.
I just refuse to conform, and I refuse for them to let any of them steal my joy, officers included. So
I love the nonconformist thing. Lauren Matthias, puts herself out as a nonconformist too, and like the whole situation with her, all the people that she was dissing and talking shit about, she tried to make out that everybody was mad at her because she refused to conform. So she was not only a victim being picked on by everybody, but she was a hero nonconformist. So good for you, Jem. You got to be ready to hit the road, eh? Right? I mean, I feel like it's clear that he's trying to pretend because he keeps, it's obvious that he's not listening, right? Dreadful Penny, I never heard it before you pointing it out here, but I think you're right. He's trying to torture her. As awful as he is, I like him for that. Shows he is human. It's certainly like his comments about like, well, we just got to put our heads down and keep on moving forward. Like they're in it together. It's hilarious. Right? He's totally free. He doesn't even have to answer the phone. The worst thing in his life is that he has to answer the phone to Sarah. Honestly, it's hilarious.
I'm just waiting for a break. I'm waiting for a break. I'm waiting for a break. I'm waiting for a break.
What are they like to you guys in there? Brutal.
George was also waiting for a break, and you didn't give him one. So, which prison is worse? Which of the two? You mean the one that she was in? So she was at the reception center, and then now she's at the Lowell. So, and he was asking her, yeah, which prison is worse?
Uncaring, and they destroy your shit and just whatever it is that they possibly can. So it's like they wake up to think how ways that they can.
Oh my God, the projection! You remember all the texts of her wrecking George's stuff, cutting things up, ripping up his birth certificate, throwing his clippers in the garbage. And she's over here talking about people don't respect her stuff. Oh my God. I think that you're right, Billie Jean. I mean, I'm sure he must, right? I mean, he's not acting in good faith with her. He knows that she's a murderer. He doesn't think she's innocent. Yes, I've heard Lowell is really bad too. It's again, right? Like, I'm not against prison reform in terms of, the Constitution is very clear on the fact that cruel and unusual punishment is not cool. So I do still think Peter is not still talking to her. No, they had a very public breakup not long ago. If you go back through my series of videos of these phone calls, I think it's in episode 4, not my episode 4, but their episode 4, where they read out the breakup, where he reads out the breakup letters. So what he wrote to her and then what she wrote back. This is not her attorney, John. It's Peter Gunthal. So Peter Gunthal and Julian Delepine started up a production company, and they had an arrangement with Sarah where she was going to give them the rights to her story, and they were going to provide her with a lawyer for her family law case, and that she was going to give them exclusive rights to her story, and they were going to make a movie about the poor battered wife syndrome victim Sarah Boone. But he came out afterwards and said that he always knew that she was guilty, and he had just been the way he said it was, he felt that if he offered her trust, that she might open up and tell the truth. But since he was lying to her, I feel like you can't really offer someone trust when you're lying to them. So not sure how he thought that was going to work, but that's, as far as I understand it, that is the relationship between them.
Destroy your day. I try to be pleasant, and I try to stay out of their way, and just one day my bunk got searched 3 times before the sun came up, after lunch, and after dinner.
Your room got searched? What does that mean?
It's not a room, it's just a drawer. It's just a stupid ass little drawer.
What, they just dump it out and
go through all of your stuff.
What are they looking for? Like drugs?
I'm sure so. I'm trying to tell you.
The good news is you got those exhibits in, Sarah. I was worried about that. I'm really glad you got that done. So all the stuff, the materials I sent you.
I've already printed it, yes.
Okay. So you saw all that. Okay, good. You got 2 weeks until the thing. Just read it at least once a day. And by the time you go over to the courtroom, you're basically going to have it memorized. Just really.
Peter, I'm high-fiving you for your misinterpretation of focus and silence in here. But yeah, that's not going to happen. But I'm going to bring it with me.
Okay. Well, whenever you get a second.
I know. I've been looking through it almost on a daily basis.
Good.
I mean, just there's so much, and I can't even look up the case law that they've referenced, so I don't even know what it is there is. So I'm just, God's going to take me by the hand, and he's going to do what he's going to do. So.
Yeah, he led you right into the worst prison in Florida, Sarah. God, she's such a dummy. Boss Lady says, I think Peter went into this telling Sarah what she wanted to hear, and he had no idea what he signed up for. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, he's trying to wind down the call. Exactly. He's trying to get her off the phone now. Yeah, I think he literally just puts in his time, says a couple of things to keep her talking, and then is like, yeah, I'm so glad. That's great. Well, we're in this together, Sarah. Okay, see you later. And then he hangs up and goes about his life.
Off to high school, huh? That's pretty cool.
It's not, but it is. The fact that I'm not there. The last time I saw him, he was in 4th grade. And he's really angry, and yesterday kind of let me have it because I'm not there, and being a dick and just, non-supportive, and they all do everything last minute and just dysfunctional. So
does anybody believe that? I mean, I can believe that her son would be mad at her, absolutely, but I can't believe that he'd be like, oh, I want you here because you're so much better at parenting than my dad. I just can't believe that.
Well, I won't be able to call you back later on tonight. This evening sucks. That's why I got you before we actually went to dinner. So, please, can you add stamps? Please, can you add stamps? And then please, whatever you can do for whatever it is to get me out of this hole. Please.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, I'm very grateful. I'm going to call you here the next day or two and shoot you a message or whatever else, but please update me with whatever you can.
Okay, you got it.
I'm hugging you through the phone. Thank you.
All right, be good. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to comment on Jem's situation. That sounds great, Jem. I really hope that I hope that you are able to get into a spot. Are you in Aberdeen? I have the feeling that you were in Brighton. Aberdeen seems like literally the total other end of the country. What are you saying no to, ASB? He was probably upset because Brian lets him curse. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to go look him up. I don't think I've seen tablet messages from the lad. I think that Tanika might have left some of those ones out because she didn't want to expose the boy. Billie Jean says, problem with these narcissist sociopaths is their radar is finely tuned and they are very paranoid. Yeah. She knew all along, in my opinion. You think so? Yeah, I did not have that impression. I felt like she had been snowed by them, but I mean, I certainly could be wrong. I mean, of course the son is mad, right? I think I would agree with that comment there. Come on. Where was it? There we go. The son is mad maybe because of how this has affected his life. I wouldn't blame him. Yeah, I'm sure he is. And I'm sure she's lying about. I very much. Oh, thanks, Eddie. That's very nice. Yay, new member Eddie. Yeah, son is probably mad at her for killing somebody and being in jail. And not only killing somebody, but killing George. Right? I mean, she had been with George, living with George for over a year at that time. The son was only 9, right, when she killed George. So that would mean that from the time that the boy was 7, a year and a half in a 9-year-old life is a long time. And from all evidence, it appears that George was friends with Sarah's son and played with him and gave him more attention than Sarah did, right? That he engaged with him purposefully and, had built a relationship with him. So it's not just that she killed someone, it's that she killed his friend George, right? Like someone that was in a position, however kind of screwy their situation was, he was in the role of a stepfather to that boy for a year and a half. Yeah, thanks, Addie. I really appreciate you becoming a member. That's very awesome. Yeah, I mean, he's got every reason to be mad at her, and if he's not, then he's either seeing a very good therapist or something is not right. I can't see him making her pay the past alimony either, Carolina. Judge Jackson, it seems like, I mean, that maybe he will be expected to pay some portion of it, but I cannot honestly see that she's going to order him to pay her 60 grand. Just seems crazy to me. And because she's yeah, right. It was his stepdad. And also Sarah is now in the care and custody of the Florida Department of Corrections, right? She doesn't have expenses in the way that she did when she had to pay. Oh, I have a whole bunch of cardboard boxes, Jim. Can't send them to you, unfortunately, but man, I have a whole bunch. Addie says they are so tough to listen to. She was so abusive in those messages. I don't know. Yeah, are you talking about the messages to the boy? Yeah, I'm not sure that I can listen to her abusing the boy. It's the same reason that I don't want to play they have put up, Third Rail has also put up not only these prison calls, but they have put up so she was, for part of their arrangement, their transaction was that she was writing the story of what happened. So she had a journal to write the story of what happened. And it's this one-sided story where she's blaming George and saying that he abused her. And I can't listen to them because George isn't there to respond and say, that's not true. This is a lie. This is whatever. I cannot listen to these unfettered, or not fettered, but like unrebutted version of events that is just clearly a straight up lie. I just can't listen to it. So I may struggle with the with the text to her boy too, if they're particularly abusive. I'm not sure I could listen to that. I find that kind of stuff really triggering, particularly if it is involving a child, right? It's very hard to take. I don't think Brian would. I mean, the alimony would end at a certain point anyways, I think, right? You don't have to, do you have to pay it forever? But also, thanks, Beth. Oh my God, towards earplugs. Aren't you lovely? Thank you. I just think that I lost track of what I was going to say. No past alimony, that would be crazy, even if he had not been sending her money all along. Can you believe she wants child support as well? It's so nuts. She won't child support. She wants child support so that she can buy him presents, is her, explanation for, or whatever. But I don't think she is going to get any of that past Judge Jackson. I would be very surprised if she did. So I'm going to try to play one more call before we go. So yeah, here we go. This is 5/4/25. So that's maybe he's doing not American. I don't know if that's May 4th or April 5th. Because the last one, I thought it was in August, but then maybe, I don't know. Anyway, the date here he's got is 5/4/25, and the video is called List Review, Please. So here we go.
Welcome back to the Boondoggle tapes, brought to you by The Third Rail. These tapes are a collection of archived communications we exchanged with Sarah Boone while we attempted to make a documentary film. You are joining us on May 4th, 2025 at Lowell Prison in Ocala, Florida. In today's call, Sarah takes us through her list, please, and also tries to get me to commit a felony. Buckle up and enjoy.
An inmate at a Florida Department of Corrections institution. To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, hang up or press. Your current balance is $21.75. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording.
Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Hello.
Hey,
Are you available?
I am.
Well, I know it's Sunday, and I hated to call you today, but
Awesome.
I didn't talk to you all weekend.
Yeah, I'm glad you called.
I know it's Sunday and I shouldn't be bugging you, but my needs are more important than yours, so I phoned you anyway. That's how you can translate that.
What's going? How are you?
Next question.
Oh,
I'm
really?
here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Did they
Taking it.
did they get the AC and stuff working yet?
Yes, and it's
That's
just,
good.
it's okay.
Did they get the water working?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that was a bad day.
Yeah.
So everybody's just praying now that the air conditioning doesn't go out again. So
Okay. All right.
so far so good.
Crossed.
Like I have a lot to go over with you. Like, are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm a little tired. Long night of work and stuff, but I'm doing good.
It sounds like it in your voice, so I'm living through you, okay?
Yeah, things are okay. Busy and stressful, but such is life.
Yes, I understand.
That's life when you're not in prison. Just normal, busy, and stressful. Not prison busy and stressful.
There's a lot, Peter. So, okay, so I saw your message about Easter, so I was waiting to hear back from you to talk to Julian so I could send you is into vinyls, and he was so excited yesterday about telling me about a particular vinyl, and he was telling me about the person who sings it and just like everything about it. And then he even went on Amazon. He's like, Mom, look. He was telling me and showing me like whatever he can through the phone for this vinyl, and it's cheaper than the Bunny and the Chocolate.
What?
So that's what I was trying to get for him.
What do you mean, like a record?
Yes.
Well,
I was so surprised he was into it, but he was listing all of these vinyls off, and I was like, who is this kid? Like, he was really, like, he's a cool kid. Okay, so
Is it like music, or is it what kind of music is it?
it's called Tyler the Creator, and
Cool.
but he was telling me about this guy's fashion line, that he wants a hat by this guy, and like
Cool.
he's like, Mom, he's a really high end fashion guy and everything, and he's not into stuff like that, but I think he just likes the music part of it. So just
Cool.
yeah, he's like, Mom, it's like the coolest stuff ever. So I was just writing it down, and it just happened to be, God's perspective of how he does certain things, to where he wasn't supposed to get that bunny and the chocolates. So if I'm allowed to, please switch those out for that. I would be very grateful.
Yeah, just shoot me or actually I'll just write it down right now. Can you spell it for me?
Well, listen, I was going to get with to see if she could look it up with me on the phone.
Okay. Yeah,
And
and then have
send you the
Nicole.
link.
Yeah, and then have send us a link and we'll swap it out.
God, you're great. Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
That's so cool.
Yes,
Does play any instruments? Is he into making music, or does he just like a music fan and likes to follow it?
Yes, she doesn't know. Hi, Trifling Temptress. I don't think we've met. Trifling Temptress says Sarah's biggest problem after being a psychopath is that she lacks charm. Yeah. It's going by too fast. I gotta put it up here. Sarah's biggest problem after being a psychopath is that she lacks charm. There's not much to like about her except that she predictably proves that she deserves her sentence whenever she opens her mouth. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, hi, Anders. Nice to see you. Glad you could make it. Yeah, she's not charming. That's true. Although I have to say I feel like at some point in her life she might have had a shot at being charming if she hadn't been so damaged. Because she can be kind of funny sometimes.
Is really into music. Like, he's really into like EDM music, and he tells me about these different labels and like all this other stuff. So like, he's really into it, and I don't think he tells Brian any of this, which is why he gets so overly excited about telling me these things on the phone. So like yesterday, Brian got so mad, Peter, that we had almost 4 phone calls, and Brian is like yelling at to get off the phone because we kept talking to each other.
Yeah. She does have good penmanship. It's true, Mary O'Neill. She does have good penmanship. Yeah, she does have a surprising lack of charm for a manipulator because they often have that very surface charm, right? Yeah, manipulators are often quite charming. Peter put his foot down, already sending the vinyl. Yeah. Yeah, Trifling Temptress. Nice to meet you too. Oh, Suma sent you. Yeah, tell her I said hi when you see her. I love Suma. She's lovely. I feel like I was going to say something, but it has escaped me. The charm of narcissists has trapped me a lot. Glad I can see through them more. Nancy Brophy, case in point. Yeah, I mean, they can be very charming, and they can be really fun, right? Like my kid's dad. I mean, the shine went off of him for me, very, very much so, by the time I left him and took the boy with me. But he was a real showman, and he was always he could be quite funny, and he was sort of willing to do anything. He was the guy that would do the wild and crazy stuff, and like would take the craziest risks and stuff, and he was extremely well liked and popular, not by people who got to know him well, but in his social circle. He was able to keep a lot of very surface relationships going because he can pull off the generous, expansive guy for a little while, right? So yeah, they often can be very charming, and that's how they charming, and with the love bombing and the future faking and all that stuff, right? They can be very it's not a mistake that people get tangled up with them, right? And it's not like the fault of the people who get tangled up with them. They can be very good at what they do.
Why does Brian care?
Because he has to pay for it.
Oh.
I mean, ask me if I care, and clearly Lucas doesn't either. So he's like, Mom, just call me back. So I did. So just...
All right.
God, right? Like, that's it right there. Yes, they do come in many different shapes and sizes, the cluster Bs for sure. That's it right there. She's like, he's paying for all the phone calls. And like, well, me and Lucas don't care, so screw him, right? Like, what? And that is undoubtedly the way that she treated Brian when they were still together, right? Like his needs, his wants, his desires, it doesn't matter. She feels like she's entitled to his money. She's entitled to his time. She's entitled to the effort and the time and the money that it will take for him to bring the boy to come and visit her. She doesn't care one fig about Brian.
Tina, there's a lot that I need to talk to you about.
Yes, future faking, Mary. That's the, oh, we're going to have such a wonderful life together. You're going to see, I'm going to take you on this beautiful holiday. I'm going to do all these things. Ursula is supposed to be Kathy Nestor. Did you like that one? Selena, nice to meet you. I don't think we've met. Welcome to my channel. Nice to meet you.
So just thank you for the Easter thing. I'll get it figured out and I'll get it to you and then we can order it and however else and just thank
Perfect.
you, okay?
Yep.
Thank you.
Did you notice the Chanel jacket on the on Ursula, Selena? I put a little pink Chanel jacket on her.
Okay, so did you get the durable power of attorney notarized on your end?
Oh, I got to do that on Monday.
She has been asking about the durable power of attorney on every phone call. Did you get the form? Did you fill out the form? Did you put it in yet? And every single time he keeps making excuses and saying, oh, I haven't got it yet, or I haven't done it yet, or I haven't got around to it yet, or I had all these other things to do, or that's next on my list, or whatever. But she wants him to get the durable power of attorney so that he can do things for her for money, right? That he can then be like her money attack dog guy. And he seems very much like he's trying to just not do it at all. Yeah, it was that Addie, it was that Nicole that ended up doing it. I think you're right.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Yes, because we can't go around flaunting it if it's not official, okay?
Okay.
Do you know, did Martel receive the certified letters?
Yes, he did. He received everything.
Okay, cool. So my next question is, what has been filed online? Because nothing's been sent to me yet as of whatever organized meeting has to be done. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do other than sit here and wait for the terror.
Let me, hang on a sec. I'll go online. I'll look. I don't, as of yesterday, I didn't see, there was nothing new in terms of like asking for a meeting between you guys. That's why I was asking you about if you've changed your address.
That was my next question, because I want you to know they sent this to the main unit and I got it. That's a whole other thing I got to talk to you about too, because we need to go over what was sent to me. But it got to me. I mean, there's no excuse because Lowell is Lowell. So if it goes to the main, it's still going to come over here to me.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. But just kind of dot your I's and cross your T's.
Well, I don't know if I should do that quite yet, because if, for whatever the reason is, I don't want, because they're not scheduling the meeting, blame it on me because they supposedly don't have the correct address.
Cool.
When they do have the correct address.
Sorry.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're fine because you in all of your letters, you gave them instructions where to send it.
Yes. And like I said, they actually sent whatever this financial awfulness is to the main unit, and I got it here. So
yeah,
there's no excuse on their end. Okay, so I'm okay for right now, you're telling me?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you're getting mail and you've also given them written instructions where it needs to be sent, then...
Yes. Yeah, I'm not sweating it.
Yeah.
And also, I still haven't gotten the instructions from everything that you read to me from the judge. I just wanted to make you aware, okay?
You have not gotten that?
Correct.
Okay. Well, that should be coming soon. I mean, I would think, right? I mean...
Yes, that's what I thought it was when they called me for legal mail, not this. But before I go on to that, were you able to go on the clerk's website to see what's been filed in both of my cases, please, if you don't mind?
Yeah, so I'm looking at it right now, and the last thing is it's just the stuff we filed. It's the correspondence. And then so it's the correspondence, and then before that are the orders denying the motions.
Okay, so it's everything from us. That's what's left.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, thank you for that. And am I wrong in thinking that without physically or verbally calling it mediation, is this meeting with Martell and Brian not basically a mediation?
Yeah, you could look at it that way.
Thank you.
Basically what it is, Sarah, it's to
Avoid trial.
yeah, I mean that should be your goal. But also if you're not going to avoid trial, then the whole thing is about setting up the rules of the road for the trial.
Yes, thank you. And I'm going to put that on hold because that's something that you and I please need to have a conversation with. And I'm trying to get a hold of her, but she's been unavailable for whatever reason all weekend, and she's worrying me. But that's something, after I go through my list, please, like you and I can figure out what's what and how many. I very, very desperately need for you and Nicole to touch base with one another and pick each other's brains and collaborate and brainstorm so you guys can feed me whatever it is. And I need to know to go into this and show me your perspective on how things should go and help me just understand and go in there, you know, confident still at the same time with knowing that I'm going to have to settle, okay?
Carolina Hurtado. That's why Brian refused to buy the vinyl for his son and not because he couldn't afford it. That's also why I'm not sure who you're responding to because I'm further down in the comments. But in one of the last videos that we watched or phone calls that we listened to, he was saying, I can't get this for you. Peter was saying, this is not like, I'm not going to be buying age restricted music for your kid. That is not going to happen, right? And Sarah doesn't care about that kind of stuff. What she wants is that her son is going to think she's the greatest because she did that, right? This is the way my son's father used to let him, you know, he would come home when he was like 3 years old after being at his dad's place singing the theme song to Cops. And I'm like, you can't put that show on for a 3-year-old, right? And he's like, but he loves the police. He loves it. He wants to watch it. He loves it. And it's like, yeah, but that's parenting. That's the parenting part of the parenting, where you don't allow a 3-year-old to watch a show that he does not have the frame of reference to understand just because it makes you his hero, right? That's exactly Sarah. She wants to be the hero and she doesn't care that the gift that she is wanting to purchase for her son is not age appropriate because he doesn't have the frame of reference to be able to deal with the content of the album.
Yep.
Please. And brilliant like you are, and the two of you guys, I'm telling you, are going to have a heyday on the phone with one another. So please, she says that she has tried to call you a couple of times, but whatever the reason is, you all have not been able to make connection. So call her on her Australian number or her American number, and she's just basically waiting to talk to you, okay? So if you guys could please touch base here in the next couple of days.
Yep, I'll shoot her.
Okay.
I sent her a note asking if we could Zoom. I think she wrote me back and said, what do I have to do? Do I have to download Zoom? Or she asked me something like that. So I just got to get back to her. I've just been a little bit busy. But yeah, I'll circle up with her this week.
Thank you.
The time difference is a little bit brutal, but I'm up so late at night anyway. You know, I don't go to bed.
So is she.
So we'll figure it out.
Sigma says, I have to acknowledge one thing about Sarah. She has never resigned to her situation or her fate. She is quite determined. What I learned about narcs after dealing with them, it's about gaming the system. Yeah, it absolutely is. But as I was saying earlier, that I think that she's actually going to be better off once this is all finished. And once Judge Jackson makes the ruling, and once all of her, appeals are used up and everything, that she'll be better off because she will just have to settle in, right? All this grasping to the outside world is going to sort of have to come to an end for her. At some point, she's going to have to settle into her life in prison, right? I think it'll probably be easier for her, but I could be totally wrong. You know, maybe just thinking of myself, but how I would feel. But I also would, like, she doesn't seem to realize that she doesn't have a chance, right? And I think I would be more realistic than she is.
God bless, please, guys, because I can't do this without you. And the two, I'm waiting on you guys to tell me. You know, if you tell me to jump, I'm going to ask for both of you all how high. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. So, while you're on the court's website, can you look in my criminal case, please, to see what was filed last? The last thing that told me was that a 2,500-page transcript had been received, but I don't know the date.
Okay, 1 second.
But what's after that? Because I need to talk to you about Adams also.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Now let's see. County.
I would tend to agree with you there, boss lady. Sarah is really like some narcissists will apologize or concede that they've done wrong things because as a means to an end, right? To get something that they want, to get around you, to get past you, to get their way. Right? And then later at some point they will say, when you say, but you said blah blah blah, they'll go, I just said that to get you to shut up, or something like that, right? Get you to make me a sandwich, get you to whatever, do what it was that I wanted. But Sarah is like so far on the narcissistic spectrum that she genuinely doesn't seem capable of taking any kind of accountability at all. I can't recall having ever heard her say, yeah, that was my bad or whatever, right? She does these little things where she says, like at the beginning of this call, where she said, oh, hi, I know it's Sunday and sorry to call you on Sunday because I know that whatever, but like my needs are more important than yours. So like that kind of apology, right? So she knows how to kind of game the system a little bit with that kind of admission of like, I know that you're busy, that kind of stuff. But like real genuine taking accountability for the kind of behavior that she engaged in with Brian, say, no, never. And I mean, I believe that when the relationship between her and Peter ended, she basically, basically said, I never liked you in the first place, kind of thing, right? So,
Clerk. All right, here we go. The last thing is that appeal trial transcript, the 2,529 pages.
Okay, so that's the last thing?
That's the latest one. And then the one before that is transcript of the proceedings, the 70, right? So, yeah. So 415 last, nothing new.
Okay, what was the date, please, for the 2,500-page transcript?
April 15th.
Okay, thank you. Okay, please, if you don't mind, because I need to get to you my financial affidavit, can we please I know it's Sunday, either later today or tomorrow, can we make a phone call of you going over line by line Brian's financial affidavit? Because you don't understand this document. This is what I don't understand. If you just looked on the
right, Sigma Shadow 6, yeah, sorry you were upset about that, right? Sorry you had a problem with that. Sorry that yeah, sorry if you got offended. Yeah, sorry you're such a wuss that you couldn't take it. I'm sort of not even listening to Sarah at this point. I'm mostly just checking on the chat.
the clerk's website for the family law case. How is this what they just sent me not filed? I need to go over this document because I don't know what it is. And Peter, I don't know if it's a response to what we sent.
It was filed.
Okay. But my thing is, though, how can they, did they already have the gun?
Sorry, I missed the ring. Mary's saying narcissists are not easily duped. I'm not sure that I necessarily agree with that wholeheartedly. Narcissists are all alike in some ways, but they're also different in some ways, right? There are smart narcissists and dumb narcissists and clever narcissists, and they come in all stripes. And a lot of things are similar about them, but some of them are very canny, and some of them are just kind of on some kind of an automatic pilot with their behavior, and they're not as calculating, in my opinion. Obviously, these are just my opinions, but one of the things about them that I think is the kind of the point that you're making, or that to me is true, is that they are extremely paranoid. So they always think that everybody's out to get them anyway. So there's there's that aspect of it for sure that could come across as not being easily duped, because they just don't trust anybody, because they project their terrible, terrible behavior onto everybody else, and they assume that you're doing to them the things that they are doing to you. So I think there's definitely truth in that. But I also think there's dumb narcissists and there's smart narcissists, and that you could lead some of them by the nose if you in certain situations, right? I wouldn't recommend tangling with narcissists in general, because the fact is that they don't care about you at all. And even when you're around someone that you know is a terrible narcissist, it is very hard to shut down the empathy when you're in person with them, right? It can be really hard. So I don't recommend doing it anyway, but sorry, I'm rambling now.
Cocked, and they put the bullets in it to where they knew that we were going to do this, and then just instantaneously sent this to us. I can't believe how fast the response was.
No, both of you have to file that financial affidavit.
No, but you don't understand the documents I'm telling you that I went to the legal mail for on Friday. I don't know what this document is.
Is it this financial affidavit? Is it like that same form?
No, at all.
It's just answering all the questions that you asked?
I'm guessing so. I just don't understand. Help me. Okay. I just don't understand. Oh, are you on the clerk's website still?
I am, yeah.
Please, can you look to see when we filed our interrogatories in the discovery? I would love to know that, because they mailed this to me on the 26th. So I didn't know if it was just something automatic that they sent after this, or if this is a response into what we filed. I need to go over it with you also. And that's what I hate, that you can't effing see these online to go over it with me.
Yeah, so it was filed on the 29th.
Ours?
Ours was uploaded on the 29th, and that was sent out the same. It was filed the same day it was mailed. So that he sent that prior, if he did it on the 26th.
Okay, thank you for helping me understand that. So it's just like an addition to his financial affidavit,
Probably,
I believe, in fear of what we may ask, which is what we did ask for, which explains then also they didn't send anything that we requested. So does that mean that they're still having to work on that?
I'm sorry, Sarah. You gotta clarify what you're asking me. You're saying, what are you asking me?
I know it's effing convoluted.
Yeah.
Okay, so they sent their shit out, on the 26th, okay? Mm-hmm. We did ours, on the 29th. So what they sent to me that I picked up for legal mail on Friday does not have to do with our discovery and interrogatories that we filed on the 29th, correct?
Yes.
So does that mean that they still have to respond to that?
I don't know if they have to respond. If they legally have to respond to it, they might only.
Lily Whiskers, who's she talking to? I got lost reading the chat. She's talking to Peter Gunthel from the Delepine Creative. All of these, the third rail videos, they're all him talking. It's all Peter talking to Sarah. What I keep spacing out and not paying attention, but I'm waiting for the Mary reminded me. No, was it Mary? I think so. I think it was Mary that reminded me that at the beginning of this call, he said it in which Sarah tries to get me to commit a felony. So I'm trying to pay attention now for her trying to get him to commit a felony.
Only have to provide what they've provided to you.
Okay.
I'm expecting that they will respond to these letters and to the judge and say we're not going to do this, or they're going to provide all of this to you at the pretrial.
If we make it that far. Okay, so then I definitely need to, please, whenever you have time, for me to get these documents that they mailed to me through legal mail, so you can have a better understanding also. And please, if I may ask, did you?
How am I going to get those documents?
But my thing is, though, if you're part of the certificate of service and you're included into copies, why don't you have a copy of it?
Am I on the certificate of service?
To be honest with you, I haven't looked. I didn't even look to see if I was. So I got it. So listen to me. I looked through it. I started to cry, and I went and got on my bed. So my thing is,
We'll take a look at the certificate of service. Yeah, I mean, I get a copy of anything that's uploaded online, but I'm not seeing this uploaded on here.
I know. How can that be, though? That's what I don't understand.
I don't know.
That's why I was like, how is he not understanding what I'm talking about? Because he should have gotten a copy like you do on everything else.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Well, I don't know, whenever you want me to call you back, or we can do this tomorrow, please, but I would like to go over it with you because I know I need to submit my financial affidavit also, okay?
You can do another call. Call me back right after this call ends.
Gosh, you're great. Okay, thank you. Okay, well, then I'm going to keep going. So did you get any responses from the warden yet?
Nope, nothing yet.
From nobody, right?
Well, you're saying the warden.
Yes.
Remind me, what was the request was about what?
Her permission, please, to receive my legal documents from you guys.
Right. I have not heard that.
Okay, me neither. Okay.
And I'm still waiting to hear back, asking for how much the digital, because she said, oh, it's $1 a page. And I said, yeah, but I just want the digital files. How much are just the digital files?
$7, yes, okay. And it's on my to-do list tomorrow. Should I go ahead and send my request for the transcript, even though I don't know who to send it to directly?
Well, that's the other thing I did too, is I asked for a
Yes.
For a contact person, but yes, I would go ahead and send it. And then if we get a name, then we can resend another letter. But I think it's better just to kind of, get ahead of it a little bit.
That's fine. And I would like to explain to you when I requested stamps from you, by the grace of God, things like this, I have a lien against my account. So when and if whoever puts anything on my account, it's deducted from the amount that people give to me. So I have, I think, probably about $7 or $8 already as a lien against me regarding medical and for stamps for legal mail. But by the grace of God, they pay for this. Like, this will be paid for also. But when I was asking you about stamps,
who pays for it?
They put a lien against it's like they bill me for stamps, legal mail.
I got it.
But the stamps that I was talking to you about, yes, I need real stamps. But the stamps I was telling you about is I need credits for my tablet, or otherwise I won't be able to write you guys back. So when you have gotten on me about not replying to you properly because you don't know what I'm talking about, it's because I've had to go through however many messages that we have written between one another to find an automatic reply so I can use that stamp, because I don't have any stamps.
But the problem is I'm not freaking approved, so I can't put anything on your books.
No, you can give me stamps, though. Or the credits that are on my tablet.
I need money. You don't understand. I need money. He's like, but I can't legally give you money. Oh, no, but there's a way. And let me explain to you exactly how. Yeah, so I think that I'm not sure that him being having her power of attorney or whatever has anything to do with him being able to give her money, but I know he has to be like on the approved visitor list, right? Because they can't just have anybody sending her money, God knows what, for what or whatever, They need to know what's going on. So I'm curious if he's deliberately, because that's the other one, right, where he's like, oh no, the name was spelled wrong, oh I don't know, the application came back again, like it seems to keep not happening. So I am of the mindset that he's doing all of these things on purpose.
Now, I don't know how to do that. You're going to have to ask me, please, because she just threw me, I think 10 of them the other day that she and I had already blown through, but there's a way that you can do it. I just don't know how to do it.
All right, I'll ask about it.
Please, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I
hated to ask you guys. I didn't want you.
So she not only wants his money, but she wants him to figure out how to get it to her as well. I do not think that Sarah is a top dog in prison. No, it sounds like from what she was saying earlier, Jem, I'm not sure, maybe you hadn't joined the stream yet. She is not liked in prison. They don't like her, and apparently no matter what she does, whether she's friendly or not friendly, or says nice things to them, or is in a good mood, or is the princess of Princess Town, they just don't seem to like her. I think you're right. I think there may be a limit to how much they can have on their books. Yeah, because I mean, can you imagine? Imagine if Sarah got her 60 grand. Can you imagine the lording it over the other inmates that she would do if she had her 60 grand all at once? I mean, she's not going to get it anyway, but it's been about 60 months, right? It's been 5 years, been more than 5 years, but apparently the alimony was supposed to stop in 2025 anyway. But she would have been over that period of time, if she hadn't killed George and Brian had continued paying her, it would have amounted to somewhere in the neighborhood of $60,000. But yeah, I don't think that they can. I don't think they can have just unlimited funds. That doesn't seem like something that would get past the corrections department.
You worry because I'm not writing you back. It's because I'm running on fumes for credit.
No, I hear you.
Okay, thank you.
Until we figure that out, I will make sure that every time I write you, I will make sure that there's an automatic reply attached to it.
You're wonderful. Thank you very much. Okay, so for the guardian ad litem, I've been waiting to talk to about that. So I've tried to call him a couple of times today, and I don't know if Brian's just not putting money on the account because we talked so much yesterday and the day before. I don't know, but I wanted you to know that I'm working on it. I'm just waiting to talk to him, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. Said that she had sent.
So for anybody who doesn't know what she's talking about there, give me money, give me money, give me money. Yeah, she's talking about having a guardian ad litem to interview her son so that he can be interviewed about how much he loves Sarah and how much he wants to spend all this time with her and how much he wants to go visit her and how much he wants to talk to her on the phone and stuff like that. And she thinks that the son really, really, really wants to spend all this time with her. I mean, I don't know. He's a kid. Kids do love their parents. But that's what she's talking about.
You a printout or a screenshot of the phone calls and how much they cost? Something from GTL or Connect Network showing that it's like 13 cents a minute because I wanted to use that in my evidence. But you do have that?
Let me just see something. Oh, she sent me a bunch of stuff.
I always had trifling temperature says her personality is relentlessly acidic. Of course, they don't like her. She was totally dependent on kind people who were desperate to please. Probably a shortage of them in prison. I would agree with that. And also, I've always had the feeling that Sarah is like a man's woman. It's the attention from men that she craved. And I suspect that she didn't have really women friends, right? She had boyfriends and men that would chase her or whatever. And so she doesn't know how to relate to women. And now it's all women, right? So I think that may be part of it. But yeah, I would absolutely agree that, yeah, she said she's the name of somebody that does sound like she's got one friend in there. But yeah, it'll be somebody like Christina Pena, right? Somebody who is kind and generous and is in there for crimes of probably drug crimes type thing, people that she can take advantage of and lord it over and all the rest of it. I think you're absolutely right.
And I have to tell you this also is sweating, okay? Like, I have not talked to her at all this weekend because I don't think that she has any credits whatsoever because she had to take her cat to the vet, and twice, actually. And I told you that her son's birthday also is coming up this week, so I haven't talked to her in days, and I'm kind of concerned because she at least will write me back or answer her phone. But remember, too, like, look, like a $5 phone call is $10 for her over there. And like a 33-cent stamp over here is $1 for her over there. So I know that she's super deep.
So she's now dry begging, wet begging. She's doing all the begging on behalf of Nicole now as well. Or either on behalf of Nicole or using Nicole as the reason why she has to continue asking for money because it's so hard for Nicole to give her money.
Deeper pinching pennies, and I've been telling her to be honest with me, and I think she's just afraid to let me down and let you guys down, so she hasn't said anything, but she's not answering anything, so I think she's completely, totally broke right now.
Okay.
but I just wanted to make you aware of that. And then for every screenshot, which I didn't know either, and I made her tell me, it's like $1. So over there, it's $2 for her to send a picture of anything, which is why she's not sent me anything, and she's just sending it to you directly because she knows you can utilize it more.
So yeah, so she sent me these forms.
Okay. As long as you've got them.
Hang on.
Yeah, I got them.
Where am I?
So I know that you're the new.
Mary says, I found the felony. So what was the felony? Please explain. Please explain. Sigma says, I'm waiting for the time when Sarah gets a contraband phone easy to get in the Florida prisons. We're going to get some ticky-toggies. I just wonder if, like, don't you have to have some kind of a connection to somebody who doesn't hate you in order to get a contraband phone? Just wondering. Yeah, they absolutely do. They know where to get there. They know who gives good supply. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's important to hang on to your kindness. Absolutely. You don't want to become bitter and horrible, but at the same time, it's also very important to build your boundary setting muscle, because people who are very kind have a lot of well, there it is. Giving money directly to a Florida state prisoner is a third-degree felony under Florida statute, and blah, blah, blah. Introducing currency, coins, or other contraband is a crime. Okay, awesome. Thank you. You are an unauthorized channel. Are you? What? I am. I'm assuming that the word am is missing there. Or the apostrophe am. I'm an unauthorized channel. Well, thank you for doing that. Yeah, because I forgot to pay attention to listening for the felony. So thanks. Very appreciate that.
Facility, but when I send you paper copies, again, these get scanned and sent you to the tablet, or do you get printed copies of them?
Well, we don't get physical mail here.
Okay.
It's uploaded to the tablet. I'm just going to tell you this because a handful of girls have told me this, but in order to receive some things in desperation, people just put their names and then law firm and their attorney's bar number, and they've been getting their documents. I just want you to know that.
And that you get a physical copy?
I get it, yes. I get it via legal mail.
So let me ask you this, Sarah. Do you have access to a printer? Oh, you had mentioned that you figure out a way to print.
You're not an approved visitor, which means you can't put money on my account.
I know.
If I had money on my account, I could do it.
Yeah, okay, I got you. But it's still super expensive, right? It's like $1 a page or something?
It's a sin, yes.
Okay.
So I was just telling you, those are two other options. Of course, the printing is an option, but putting, your attorney's name on it with a bar number and sending whatever to me, if we have to do that, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people do it around here.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Sarah.
I know, but I'm just telling you, which is why I'm still waiting for our Hail Mary from the warden. I'm still waiting for her to respond, and nobody's done anything, so.
I mean, he's made it very clear that he doesn't even want to fill out the legal paperwork to become a visitor or to be her power of attorney. And yet she's trying to convince him to do things that are sketchy and to try to sneak things in through the lawyer. You can put money on prisoners' accounts, but you have to be an approved visitor in order to do it. You can't just be anybody that's putting money on their account. They have to vet you first, and then they let you put the money on the account, little whiskers. And that's what it's been going on throughout all of these phone calls that we've been listening to, where she's asking him every time, has he got his visitation thing yet? And he keeps saying, oh, well, no, the thing didn't go through. Oh, my name was spelled wrong. Oh, I don't know. The application came back. Oh, I don't know. They denied it. And I am starting to think that he was just making excuses, right? Because he doesn't really want to be an approved visitor, because then she will expect him to put money on her account all the time. This is just speculation on my part, but yeah, she's trying to get him to do a scam that could get him in trouble, and it could get her in trouble too, but she's already in as much trouble as she can really be in. But yeah, that's my understanding of the situation, is that he has to be an approved visitor to be able to put money on, and he seems to be dragging his heels.
I think that this week we're going to know a lot more, and I think we got all of our lines in the water. So let's just keep fishing here.
Yes. Thank you. Can you please?
Was that a giddy little giggle? Yeah, I think he likes to say we and us, and we're working on it together, and we'll just keep on plugging away because it makes her feel like she's part of a team.
Can you just send Billy? I've written him twice. A brief email just saying, have you received Sarah's letters in regards to her requesting for you to please go get her discovery box from your storage unit? Please, can you just send him one so he knows that I'm still asking him, I keep asking him, and nothing's coming to fruition from this, and I want to write a letter to Adams, because as of May 6th, which is Tuesday, will be a whole another month, which with no response from him in any way, shape, or form since January.
I will definitely send Billy a note, but I will tell you, if the past is any predictor, Sarah, he's not going to get back to me.
It's a paper trail.
Julian has a better track record of getting in touch with Billy. I'll have Julian reach out to Billy.
Why? Just you do it.
Oh my God, that voice. Who's Billy? Batty McBack's face is saying she wants him to pretend to be a lawyer, send her stuff. I think that was the thing with the who's Billy, with the saying, putting like a barcode on it, her the lawyer's barcode or something. Stigma says, unfortunately, and due to my circumstances, I have had a crash course education in the working of the Florida Department of Corrections. As a victim, I have also been sending record requests for his calls, behavior, details, etc. Yeah, crash course in the Florida Department of Corrections. I'm sorry to hear that. Billy Lane, her investigator. Thank you, Billie Jean. Yes, good. Thank you.
You can be on it.
For some reason, Billy responds.
Well, he needs to get onto it. Like, I don't care who he responds to. He just needs to effing respond. I've written him twice directly. That's what's wild to me.
We got to remember, like, these people, they don't have to do any of this stuff, right?
I know that.
So,
Oh my God, the whinging. Jesus Christ. Love how she tries to crack the whip from behind bars. It's awesome.
You gotta.
Billy's not like that.
I know. Billy's a good guy for sure.
Yes, and just tell him, say, Sarah has asked me to reach out to you. Please make sure you've received her letters and to please go get her discovery.
Yeah.
Just go get my discovery. It's not that.
Is that is this her next effort? She's trying to get him to go see Owens and get her stuff back. Is that what that's about?
Yeah, difficult, and he could have gotten it 15 times by the time we've been originally asking for it.
Yeah, but I think the last time that we.
Okay, sorry, that is so typical of the narcissist. He could have done it 15 times by now. Like, she's so generous with everybody else's time, right? Like, but that it's nothing for him. He could have done it 15 times by now with, like, literally having no idea what his situation might be or why he might not be calling her back. I mean, he's probably not calling her back because she treats him like that, but they're very generous with everybody else's time. Why hasn't he done this favor for me 15 times over?
And I'll check with Julian again, but I think the last time he had a storage unit and it was in a storage unit, but then like he had no success finding it or something. Maybe that's why he's not getting back to you, because he chucked it.
It's a measly ass one legal box. It's one freaking box. That's fine, please.
For some reason, PSR, for some reason, Sarah gave all of her family court documents to Owens, and she didn't give him copies. She gave him the originals. And when the court case ended and she was found guilty and it was all over, Owens hightailed it the heck out of there as fast as he could, and he is not taking her calls. And now she's trying to get the stuff back that is related to her family court case, and she's trying to get Judge Jackson to try to order Owens to give her stuff back, but of course Judge Jackson has no jurisdiction over a defense attorney. She's in family court, right? So it's not she has no power over that. So I think now what's happened is now she has switched her efforts over to Billy Lane. I am surmising that that is what's going on here, trying to get her stuff back from Owens, who has just is not open for. He's like his website is gone and everything. He's gonzo.
If you could just shoot him a message really quick.
Yeah.
In the 30 minutes that I have to wait to call you back, I'm going to call you back. But there's only like 4 other things that I got to talk to you about. I'm going to bring that paperwork, and I'll call you back.
All right, cool.
Dang, you're wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right.
Thank you for watching this episode.
Okay, wow. Was he as savvy as Todd Gabler? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that I can even picture Billy Lane. But I've thought about Todd Gabler so much. He was so great. And he reminded me, I was thinking of him yesterday on St. Patrick's Day, because he reminded me so much of a cheeky little leprechaun. Yeah, Owens took his money and ran. I mean, whatever money he got, right? He got paid. I am assuming as he didn't get. Did he get paid? Didn't he take on the? Didn't he say I feel certain that he said at some point that Sarah would pay him back when she could, that they made an arrangement and he was doing it on spec, that she would eventually pay him back once she was free. So I don't know if he got paid. But yes, he parachuted right out of that courthouse, but quick. Yeah, yes. Yes, they don't care for that. No, they want to be the one to discard you, right? That's, yeah, exactly. They don't like that. Yeah, I don't think he got anything, right? It was pro bono, because I mean, he did say, "Oh, they had an arrangement where she's going to pay him back," but that was based on the idea that she was going to get out of prison, right? So yeah, I don't think she got paid. Sigma says, I found the agency Gabler works for and the POB address. I have some questions and I'm going to draft a post. Nice. He yeah, he was good. The private investigator from the Corey Richens trial. He was kind of to me, he was a combination of like Patrick Stewart as Captain, I can't remember his name, sorry, and a leprechaun, and the guy that played George Costanza's boss when he worked for the Yankees, not Steinbrenner, but the other guy whose name escapes me, but he was a mishmash of a whole bunch of people. He reminded me of so many people, but the cheeky leprechaun was strong in him. Yeah, that's right. That's what I would assume. Sigma's working towards getting her private investigator's license, you guys, which is so cool. Not Kramer, no, the boss. The guy that was his direct boss when he worked for the Yankees. I can't think of his name. Yeah, he was very good on the stand. I thought he was great. A cape and a smokescreen, yeah. He was very good. I thought he was there were 2 stars in the trial. Carmen and Gabler, I thought. I can't think of his name. The boss from. I bet I can look him up and find him. Except for some reason, at a certain point, yeah, I don't know why, but for some reason the when I try to, yeah, I don't know why my God, my brain is freezing up. I'm getting tired. My computer won't let me type things in on this page, so I can't think of the guy's name. I'll try to come up with it next time. Anyway, what else? I'm not going to do another call because it's 20 to 7 and the dog is supposed to eat at 6:30 and he's looking at me like I murdered him. So I think it's probably time for me to say no, not Steinbrenner. Steinbrenner was the boss of the Yankees. but the George's, and you only ever saw him from behind, right? Where he was like, he wanted the, what do you call the pizza, folded up pizza. God, words escape me. Elaine, so the kind of reminded me of the guy, yeah, he could be a multiple, he could be multiple Seinfeld characters. He was like the sort of bald, gray-haired guy that was his direct boss. Yeah, it's driving me nuts now too. Okay, I'm going to look it up right here instead. George Costanza, boss at Yankees. There he is. What's his name? Come on. Oh, well, he died. Richard Hurd is the actor's name. I can't get this thing to allow me to let me search on this page. So if somebody looks up Richard Hurd. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. It stops. It won't let me type onto this. It won't let me type. Oh, it's letting me type now. That's a video. Sorry, I'm just trying to find a picture. I'm trying to find a good picture. Yeah, that's not a good one. Oh, sorry. I thought it was going to be easier than this. There it is. Oh. Can you see him? This guy. Anyway, that's who he reminded me of. I don't know. That's kind of not that interesting. But Mr. Wilhelm, George's boss. Thank you, Mr. Wilhelm. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, thanks, Lewis. Okay, it's just, dude, I'm speaking words. It's just Amy. It's Amy. Thank you. Thank you. It's Amy. Yeah, he's taking the opportunity to bark at me because he's hungry, and he's taking this opportunity to remind me that he's there. So, yes. Yeah, he was kind of a mix of him and Patrick Stewart and the cheeky leprechaun. So, me too, boss lady. It's been a really nice little group. I think we have struck lucky, all of us. Yeah. Elaine and David Putty. Oh my God. Yes, Seinfeld is it's still an absolute treasure trove of fun and humor. I'm watching the new trial. Who poisoned her? Who's that? What's her name? Who poisoned their spouse with antifreeze? Me too. Are you watching that too? Is that you? Me too. Yes, you guys. Thanks, Billie Jean. You too. I always have so much fun here. So I'm gonna tomorrow night. I'm gonna do tomorrow at 4:00 my time. So wherever you are, I'm on the Pacific Coast here. I'm gonna start the Nancy Brophy trial, and I'm gonna cherry pick the fun bits. I'm not gonna listen to all the tedious cell tower data and stuff. But I'm thinking opening arguments. I'll go through the witnesses, and I'm sure there's some good ones. And then Nancy Brophy on the stand is absolutely worth your time. Like, she is just a complete wild ride. So it will be super fun to watch her. So and actually, she's one of the few where the direct and the cross are both amazing to watch. Just incredible. She's just an insane character. So she's the romance novelist who murdered her chef husband, Dan Brophy. The insulin murder case in Utah. God, who are all these crazy people? My God. But yeah, Nancy Brophy is a blast. She is just hilarious. So, oh my God, boss lady, if you haven't seen Nancy Brophy, you are in for a treat. She is an absolute wild ride. Yeah, with the DIY gun. And the prosecutor just dismantles her very politely and tidily and neatly, while she laughs like a completely possessed lunatic the whole time. So yeah, and she's like 70, right? And she was like this romance writer, and her whole shtick was these the wrong one was the series, and so it was like the wrong brother, the wrong boss, the wrong marine, the wrong whatever. Yes, Jem, you're definitely in for a treat. She is hilarious to watch. And Dan, her husband, seems like he was just an absolute prince of a man. And watching her get convicted of the horrible things that she did to him is very satisfying. But it's also just, I mean, she's an absolute character to watch. So yeah, I'm going to start that tomorrow night. So join me if you can. I'm going to say goodnight for now. It's 6:45. Apple's is going to expire from hunger if I don't get over there and feed him. So yeah, I listened to Brophy over and over and over. Megan Sundwell. Okay, I will look that up. Thank you, Mary. Yeah, so thank everybody. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I'm going to say goodnight now. I'm going to love you and leave you. So thanks again. And I will look forward to seeing people tomorrow night or whenever they are able to make it. So thanks again. Thanks again, boss lady. Appreciate all your help. Thanks, Jem. Thanks, Billie Jean and Batty and Mary and Beth and everybody. Sorry, I can't remember everybody. Love you all. See you next time.